were they called Micromen?
Musclemen.
Musclemen.
MUSCLE.
Yes, that's what they were. Because they were the wrestlers, the Musclemen wrestlers.
Oh, I had those too.
Yeah.
I
had
melted them.
Yeah. Those were my dolls. And I guess you could call Transformers dolls in a way, I suppose.
I think my Transformers and Ninja Turtles were the only ones I did not burn or melt.
Man, where was that picture?
Sorry, I'm on now.
Hey, no worry, we're waiting.
I have finished the new design sketch of Talandris. And I finished a sketch
Is it
of
in the
Toro.
program book?
No, I thought I was that thing I printed out that we were looking at before the con started. It was 3 pages.
Yeah, I
I
have
thought it
that.
was there on the sidebar.
I have that.
The dogs are in there, so be careful. They're going to be sleeping on the floor.
Okay, so who would like? I know I did a big long write up, but that's just because we haven't been on for a month. But would anybody like to do the recap, like a verbal recap for inspiration, as well as kind of getting Jareth back into the field? Otherwise, we can just drop right to it.
I missed the very end, so I don't think I could do a very good recap.
Yeah, I didn't take very good notes. I don't think Ken can do a recap either. He stepped out real quick. Can you do a recap, or your memory's like mine?
No, I'm not going to do it. Come on. You were right, by the way. April 10, 12.
Say that again?
You,
I love hearing those words.
twice. You were right. Come on. Come on.
Yeah, so in 2020, it's April 10th to 12th.
Chris, did you get a chance to read it?
No, not yet. I'm sorry. I've been riding around all day today.
No worries.
Here, I'll get it.
Okay.
I could give a recap by reading your epic write-up.
If you want, go ahead, but you won't get inspiration.
Let the DM recap. The DM can recap. I'm cool with that. Tell your story, Mark.
I'm gonna read right now, real quick.
Yeah, I'm actually cool with hearing Mark do it.
I would love to hear Mark recap. He has a way with words. Plus, I would love to hear your description of the 2 entities that we encountered at the very end of the set. Because that was a scary cliffhanger that you left us on when you described those guys to us. It gave me chills.
Very nice, very nice. Okay. So we picked up with you guys fighting against the large statue that was mistakenly animated by Oriana. The statue proved to be quite tough, quite fierce, but with the help of Oriana's Shatter Spell and the never-ending onslaught of magic missiles from Balthazar, you guys were able to chip away at the armor along the outside, exposing the weird, viscous, almost gelatinous sack that was containing all this blood within this beast as it was spewing and just puking it all over you guys, burning your skin, covering your eyes. Talandris almost went down a couple times as Jareth stood stalwart with his shield alongside Toril smiting the statue until at last it broke and exploded into thousands of pieces. You guys attempted to investigate the altar, focusing more so on the lettering than anything else. Those of you that took the notes on the altar, there is a handout in your handouts area, in your handouts specifically of what those runes look like on that altar and everything that you guys wrote down. Sort of licking your wounds after Callus had sort of gone nearly catatonic at the sight of these apparitions that you all saw sort of begin to fight alongside him. You guys went up to check on your dwarven friend. There you guys had a short talk where he sort of filled you in on who they were, why he thinks they were there. And with a little help from a rainstorm, you guys were able to wash off most of the blood thanks to Oriana's storm magic. Making it back to the cross candles, Balthazar couldn't help to think that he had questions for his mistress. questions and information. And almost on cue, the black carriage was outside. After a little bit of litigation and somewhat begging on Balthazar's part, in his desperation to see her, Toril was admitted as bodyguard for the day. But bodyguard for the day meant standing out front, or standing outside the door of the main chamber while Balthazar went in, rebuked and saddened at the fact that he couldn't even lay eyes on her just due to the fact that he didn't bring her good enough gifts. Everybody decided to go back for the night, sleep, as everybody was bone weary, magically drained, waking up the next morning to a very nice breakfast. You guys kept it hush-hush just within the group yourself of what you found, not sharing the information with your other group. What do you call it? Your other mercenary group, I guess, people? I can't think of the word right now. My way with words is astounding. You guys did, however, fill in Commander Unger, who took that information up to the Grand Solarium to fill in Tyro, who was asking you guys to do some investigating on his behalf. After a while, you guys decided to go and investigate the House of Roses. Once you arrived at the House of Roses, what surprised you guys the most is that instead of the rocking, frolicking scene that was described to you by some of your mercenary band, the doors were locked, the windows were shuttered, and it was absolutely quiet, except for just the traffic along the outside of the city. You guys made your way to the back, where Callus literally picked the lock, and upon investigating, you guys saw that everything inside that pretty much wasn't nailed down except furniture was taken. You guys searched for hidden latches in the same areas in the kitchens that you found in the Delightful Rose, but found nothing. I honestly forgot who it was, but they picked up on a minute set of what looked like 2 tracks indented into the ground.
That was Toril.
That led to the fireplace. Before investigating that fireplace, you guys decided to check the rooms for any clues. Upon checking the rooms, you found that all the clothes, linens, and everything were still left on the bed. But once you guys looked underneath the bed, you guys all found what seemed to be a common runic spell circle, underneath which I believe it was Oriana and Balthazar working together that deduced that it was a magical siphon. Gathering that information, you guys found the hidden latch underneath the fireplace, going down the familiar ladder, and were met with stifled cries and screams beyond the metal doors. Jareth and Toril took immediate action, kicking in the doors, where you guys completely slaughtered the cultists within, only to hear the body being drained of blood on the table croak in your direction to run. As soon as the words were uttered, the doors opened, revealing 2 sinister forms. Pulling back their hoods, you guys saw what seemed to be grayish-blue skin, burning green eyes, and sharpened teeth, well-armored, covered in what seemed to be blood-stained tunics and cloaks. The first one pulled forth a shield, holding out its right hand, extending claws unnaturally long, as it clicked its boots together and took a battle stance. While the one on the south, or the one to the right of it, slapped its hands together and began to pull forth this long, flaming black greatsword that seemed to engulf the light around it. Behind it, lit in this eerie green light, this fog seems to roll out from the room, carrying with the smell of rot, decay, and blood. going to move you guys over, and we're going to begin. Oh, and as the doors open and the green lights flared inside, the torches that were inside were snuffed and put out. And it was also at this time that the light cast on Jareth had disappeared as well. Even though Jareth, you can see everything, technically everything around you is dark. And we are going to roll initiative.
Okay, so I need a light source, basically.
Yeah, I got you. As soon as we figure out my order.
What's my hit point stat right now? I'm trying to figure out if I have a 4 or 30 and a 50.
Your hit points right now are at 30. You have 4 points of 4 points of divine sense, and 15 points is the blue. That's your lay on hands.
So I have damage in the previous night, or whatever.
Yes.
Was I
The
also
previous-
damaged?
The previous
Yes.
fight we just came out of.
Yeah, you shouldn't have 32 of 32, Calandris.
I just corrected it.
I apparently have 2 out of my 3 sorcery points.
I rolled a 16, so I'm changing my initiative to an 18. I just rolled it with the sheet so it would show up on the list.
Okay, Jareth, do you want those numbers up there, or no?
No, that's fine. It's one with the war. So the 4 is my divine sense, and that's cool. I like that.
That's better.
15's lay on hands, and the thing about it is nobody else can see those points but you. Oriana, nobody can see your sorcery points.
Name up there
Nice.
Oh, I like it.
because you can roll and then.
You're gonna give me a light on this round, my friend.
I got a 20.
Balthazar, you're gonna give me a light this round? You said.
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely put some light on you. Just waiting if we're ready to go.
Remember, that's a touch spell, so you can't do it from range. You have
What's
to
that?
move to him and touch something on his person to put light on it.
It's okay. You can touch me, my friend.
No, I mean he's not. You're asking him to put himself in harm's way. If you ask him to move into the. Remember, Balthazar likes to stay out of the room in magic missile ship from long ways away.
As the green fog rolls out of the room, Balthazar, it is your turn.
Actually,
Noticing that all the lights... so what you notice right now is all the lights have gone out, and you see this eerie, pulsing green glow coming from the far right of you inside the room.
Actually,
And as you sort of peek around the corner, those of you that can see this goblin here, or this ghoulish figure here with the sword emblem, is that what's around him, he almost seems to be cloaked in what seems to be shadow.
Okay, so I see the light go out on Jareth. My first instinct is to run to his aid and relight him, but he calls me off and says, don't worry. I'm just looking at the chat. So not having to worry about lighting him up, I'm going to test the waters here and just peek out, see this green ghoulish guy, and send firebolts his way.
Okay.
I'm gonna go the sword guy. Rolling real dice. Does 11 hit?
An 11 does not hit. The odd thing is, you shoot the fireball in his direction, and he brings his blade into the way, intercepting it. And you watch as the sword literally drinks in the magic of that fire before it is put.
All right, guys. I'm going to go home. You enjoy this fight.
Hey, you missed. Try to hit him in the face next time.
Seeing how my magic was basically just swallowed up by this sword, I am a little nervous, and I'm going to back behind into cover.
Don't worry, Wrinkles. We got this.
Toro.
Good timing. I just don't worry, Wrinkles. I am going to do something I have not done before. I have my Khopesh drawn. The steel is blackened in the darkness, but I can see just fine using my half-elf. I'm a half-elf, right? Yes, my half-elf dark vision. However, I feel like we need some extra light in this situation. So I am going to cast a spell. Let's see, it is verbal and somatic. So a prayer goes up to Pelor, and my hand. Actually, I guess I would have to sheath my sword for this because I need a free hand. My hand and my shield are waving some runes in the sky as a nimbus of golden light surrounds my head like a halo. So you might need to put a light source on me, Mark. I'm going to click the spell, so because you know what it is, but I am now a freaking angel as a halo surrounds me, shedding bright light in a 20-foot radius and dim light for an additional 20 feet. It also grants me a pool of healing that I can use if I choose. And it also dispels any magical darkness that touches it.
The amazing thing is you guys look at this halo that seems to spread like flame around with like liquid on metal, is that it is literally a halo that is burning, flickering on fire, much like Hellboy's does around his head, as the flames of Pelor sort of bless Toril in this moment.
And then I will say I will just kind of I put my hand on my sword hilt and motion the enemies towards me with my shield and hold my ground. I don't want to move towards them just yet.
Okay. Voknaz is going to go. And you watch as the shadows around him darken, instantly appearing in front of Callus. And he's going to make 2 attacks. Oh, son of a bitch, I thought I'll whisper. Does a 15 hit?
Yes, 15 hits.
Take 4 points of necrotic damage. As he comes back in, you feel this sort of ice-cold fire just go right across your chest, and you sort of have to hold in from the pain. It is brutal. And it does not feel good. He's going to come in for another strike with his corrupted armament. 13.
That's a miss.
Okay, that's the end of his turn. Oh wow, nobody rolled. Wow. Okay. Grawl is going to step here. He's going to look to Callus, who just took damage. I need you to give me a wisdom saving throw, please. That kind of sucks. You've taken damage, but for some reason it's higher than the one. It's lower than the 1d8. You take 7 points of necrotic damage as this loud, banging, sort of ringing, boom, sort of like a bell, come to signal your funeral, erupts in your ears. Callus, it is your.
I'm gonna have to wail on this guy right in front of me, and I'm going to be using. Yeah, I'll do it. I'll be doing a little bit this time with the hand axe.
And You had both those out last time, if I remember correctly. The 9 does miss. You're looking at this sort of grimy armor, but it is scale mailed that he's wearing. It's quite heavy.
I'm going to use my backhand.
An 11 misses as this sort of flame that he's dancing around with almost ease around you seems to be deflecting quite.
That's all I can do.
Okay. Orion.
Alright. That guy is still in the back over there.
The guy is still in the back, yes, and you see that he's holding a shield, standing inside the green fog coming out of.
Is this the guy that absorbed Balthazar's firebolt?
It was this gentleman here with the sword.
Alright, well then I am gonna firebolt the guy all the way in the back.
Okay.
14.
A 14 misses as you shoot, and he looks at you and he brings his shield up, and you watch as the firebolt explodes and the shield sort of writhe out onto the metal itself before extinguishing. You see that he pulls it down just past his eye line, and he's looking right at you.
I should probably hide after that. I don't have anywhere to go. I'll stand my ground. I will try to be brave in this situation.
I like it. Talandris.
Quick question. Are my weapons already drawn?
Everybody's weapons were still out, as this was happening in quick succession after the last battle had ended. It is almost as soon as the person died, the doors opened, and then you guys left and are back in combat. So both of your weapons are drawn since we changed it.
Okay. I charge 2,
Be aware that the body there is.
You should just climb over the bodies, Doug. Just kick it off the table. No, I'm kidding. Ooh, that's tickling. The dog is sniffing my. Hold on. His nose is full.
It's okay. I made these maps like this so I could start using terrain against you guys.
Yes, I like it.
I need a decision.
Going over the table would be like difficult terrain.
It would cost 10 feet of your movement to climb over it. The same thing as going over a body. I mean, it's a pretty low table. You have pretty good athletics. And you're quite nimble. So it would really only cost you like double movement to get over that. So 15 feet to get over where Callus is. And then another 15 feet
5,
to get to there.
15, 20, 25.
So I should be able to get right there.
You should be able to get right here with 30 feet of movement. Hopping over both tables.
So I do that.
I like that action sequence playing out, by the way. You're like sliding over the hood of a car almost as you come into battle. That's beautiful.
As I slide down.
Give me an acrobatics check really quick, just for shits and giggles.
He's gonna get a 1.
He's going to get a 1, and Mark's going to say, yeah,
Oh, there
there.
you go.
I do a
You
back
managed to vault over them without knocking the bodies onto the ground.
Excellent.
I land, and with my right blade, I swing at this weird looking
Down.
Cartwheel.
You watch as he turns to greet you,
Cartwheel.
and he tries to bring his sword up in preparation. He blocks and parries your first blade out of the way, almost knocking you off balance.
Twin slice.
I let the spin throw me into a counter swing. This time I came in with my bonus action twin strike.
Okay. 23 definitely hits as you spin deftly and drive both swords in underneath the scaled torso.
Twin Strike was a 4th edition Ranger power. I'm liking it.
Yeah, we reached a compromise since we found an update of his previous War Dancer that was... The update just made everything worse, and nothing made sense, so we found a new class that Doug liked, and he's using this archer. Okay, that's 9 points of piercing or slashing.
Slashing.
So what kind of weapon are you using? I can't tell.
Dual swords, but they're unique swords that are called twin slicers.
It looks like he's holding, according to Doug's description, what seem to be 2 very long katanas in both hands, and they're sort of wrapping around his body quite...
Okay.
At the end of your turn?
Yes.
Jareth.
I'm not sure how much movement this will cost me, but I want to do it for the imagery. I'm gonna kneel with my blade pointing down, and like as if I'm bowing before a noble lady, and I'm gonna say some words people can barely understand, and then I'm going to basically invoke this.
Nice. So you drop down, you drop prone for free. It's going to cost you 15 feet
That's
of
fine.
movement to stand.
I can't get in there when I'm around anyway. Doing it for the effect, basically.
Okay, and then we'll put. Okay, we'll do this since you're.
You remember this,
with
David?
The lady's might.
This is Quinn's power. Quinn, my paladin of lore, that was able to defeat all the demons in hell by himself.
And don't worry, you should be able to. You see everything, correct?
Yeah, I see everything now. Yeah.
Okay, so the light now doesn't even matter as everything's coming into view around you with Toral's burning halo, and now your glowing sacred sword.
And then can I at least move? It's only partially covered by a table. Can I go there?
You can stand there. However, this one next to Callus, you would have to squeeze, and any attacks you make, if you try to get in between this square with the table, would be a disadvantage.
I'm gonna move after this. I'm trying to get as close as I can in my round.
Okay.
Alright, glowing sword. Now that I've been blessed with the lady's power.
Top of round 2. You guys watch as the fog continues to roll into.
Does my halo, the light of my halo, at bay at all, or does it seem to be ominous, still pressing forward, even against the light of my halo and Jareth's sword?
The fog disappeared, didn't it?
Yeah, I don't see any fog.
Son of a bitch.
I see the other room is all green. I don't know if
Yeah, give
it's green. It's supposed to spread towards us. Oh. Yeah.
Andres is dead.
Wait, where
So,
was it before? Because that would have changed
Yeah.
things.
It moved 15 feet out of that room. Is that how much it moves?
It moves 15 feet.
Okay, well then that's right, Doug. It didn't change anything. It moved 15.
Talandris, you went in to slash, and then as you slash, you look down, and you're watching this green, thick fog roll. And you make out what almost seems to be fingers and hands sort of in the fog clawing as it moves its way out. The most disconcerting thing that you're hearing right now is sounds within the cells directly below you and above you of prisoners coughing, puking, crying out in pain. Balthazar.
So Balthasar takes a little peek-see sees this green fog emanating back from that room, and assesses that his comrades are attacking this one guy at the bottom. I think Grawl is the reason for this fog. So I am going to send Scorching Ray at Grawl. So I'm going to give you 3 D20 rolls.
You should click the spell anyway and just not use those so that we can see the description on the chat. And there's a record that you did it. But it doesn't show the description.
Why did it show the description?
Because you have it set to attack.
Oh, never mind. Ignore that.
He doesn't get his shield up in time as you scorch him right
No,
into
he's
the
gonna
shield.
roll dice.
I'm rolling dice. I was trying to show the description of the spell.
Yeah, I was
Okay.
telling him to post it so we'd have the spell description, but you can change the card to do, like on your spell page.
Yeah, we'll do that in a second.
But
So the first roll, Mark, is a 21.
21 definitely hits.
I'm going to roll the 3 first. Or do you want damage each time?
Up to you.
Okay. 24,
24 hits.
and that will not hit. That's 13.
Okay, so go ahead and roll the damage for the
I didn't hear you, Mark. Does the 13 hit or miss?
13 does not hit.
Okay.
And then that's 2d6
Per ray.
per roll, so it's 4. 14 total damage to
That hit
Grawl.
him hard.
Fire damage.
Fire damage.
You see him both shoulders, boom, boom, and kind of his head get knocked back. And he sort of snaps his head and he points, and you hear this sort of guttural, "Speak, Istakwi." And you watch as the one with the sword snaps in your.
Seeing how that just unfolded, I do a little nod and hide. And for cute's measures, I go 10 feet back into the corridor instead of 5.
He's like, oh shit, that guy saw me.
And that would be the end of my turn, Mark.
Toro.
Alright, Toro, sensing that this fog might be dangerous and not wanting to breathe the soupy looking mess.
For right now, it's not going above your knees. It's just staying very low to the floor. It's that dance room fog machine that kind of rolls along like, what do you call it? Dry ice that stays low to the ground. It's so heavy.
Well, I will go ahead and take a 10-foot step back. And as an action, I will heal Callus for 5 health from my halo.
Okay.
So Callus, you regain 5 hit points. And then as a bonus action, I'm going to cast this spell, but don't use the attack roll that we'll post, because I'm going to roll the attack roll.
Okay.
Let me grab the weapon. And that's a bonus action to cast this spell, so I'll go ahead and roll. It's plus 5. Oops, it bounced right out of my tray. 16 plus 5 is a 21.
21 will definitely hit. Where are you putting your dagger?
It should be.
Oh,
right
there it is. I
behind-
see it.
Yeah, right behind the guy. Shoot, I think I can do that. I can make it appear up to 60 feet away from me, but then I can only move at 20, right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I don't have the card. I should fix that. So I stab him in the back with my spiritual weapon, doing it's a D8 force. That's 8 points of force damage.
Okay.
And that was my action to use the heal from the halo. So I will now draw my sword.
Okay. It is now Voknoz's turn. Watching as Balthazar retreated, he is going to, again, bonus action, this time appearing directly in front of Oriana. as again the
That
shadows
line of sight to you.
enveloped around him. As soon as he left that square, Talandris, Callus, and Jareth, you watch as the light emanating from Jareth actually begins to get brighter, as it seemed the aura around him was drinking and destroying the light.
Now I assume the aura around him is drinking my light?
It's you watch as your light is going towards him, and the aura is literally sort of pushing at it, and there's like this push and pull that's going on with the two barriers. Then you watch as he No, I'm not going to do that this turn. He's just going to make 2 attacks on Oriana with his 21.
I completely agree, Connor. I love the scene that's playing out in my mind right now too. It has a very
So you take 7 points of
deal.
7 points of necrotic damage.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna Hellish
He's
Rebuke.
He's going to do a dex save. Failing.
Oh my god, he
with a 12.
failed!
So he's
Oh
gonna
my
take-
god. I am so excited. So as he slashes at me and I try to backstep away, before I take a step back, my skin ignites in flame. My foot steps back, and where I once was, the aura of fire remains as this demon sort of emerges and slashes at him.
And you watch as he shakes his head and he opens his mouth, and now you see this jagged, just lining of needle-like teeth. And he screams, and the smell of decay just rushes out like somebody who hasn't brushed his damn teeth since he was a kid. And he's going to make another attack.
Oh my god.
Ooh, a 12?
That still hits, yeah.
Oh man, I thought he missed you. Okay. You take an additional 7 points of necrotic damage. As again, the cold, just the cold tendrils of flame passing through your body seem to be leeching the life source out of you.
At least my Hellish Rebuke did a shit ton of damage. And I finally got to use that cool description I've been thinking of.
Grawl is going to sprint unnaturally fast as he bends down and poof, takes off. Whoops, not on the table. Right next to Talandris, and he is going to make 2 attacks at Talandris. One with his claws and one with his... $23.
Hits.
Damn it, I'm rolling high again. Oh my god, that's max damage. Holy balls. He rends into your chest, knocking out one of your AC, lowering your new splint down, and I need Constitution saving.
Balthazar, you pissed him off.
Okay. You feel something burning, and then it goes away.
I can't see Talandris. No, it's
Holy fuck. Using his momentum, with his claws, like holding on to your ribs from the inside, he pulls you in, and as you scream in pain with your neck exposed, he clamps down.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay, so that's 11 plus... Holy shit, 16.
You drop, right?
I guess it doesn't matter if I see Talandris' life bar anymore, so never mind.
Sorry, there, it should be on top now.
No, that's okay.
You guys watch as he wrenches his mouth out of Talandris' neck, leaving this void of flesh as blood is sort of starting to spew out, and he looks towards Callus and Jareth, and he's beginning to chew the flesh and swallow the blood.
Oh, that's not. No. Okay.
Callus.
Sorry, Oriana. Mark just changed my mind for me. You have to blame Mark.
It's okay. I have an escape plan.
He is eating Talandris. I can't let that happen.
Oh.
Callus is going to scream at the sight and he's raging, and he is throwing one of his hand axes at him.
Okay. You guys watch again as the ghostly apparitions come into being around him, adding to the luminous light from Jareth's.
Hold on, since Jareth is typing a roleplay, I'm going to speak my roleplay in response. Assuming that, Jareth, you mean those words literally, that's what your character is saying. So my response is, I do not take orders from those that are not above me in the Church of Pelor. However, if it is your intention to handle Talandris yourself, I will focus my energies on Oriana, and working together as a team, we shall overcome.
Yes.
Callus, you watch as he wrenches it, and he begins to chew. He begins to chew on the blood, and you angrily throw your hand axe, and it catches him right in the crink of the neck, as it's sort of stuck there, and he's trying to pull it out.
That's max damage.
Oh, and his AC goes down 1. Very nice.
And then my spirit guard each take it back.
I don't want that. That's trash. Somebody's gonna magic missile this fucking bitch.
Okay. Oriana, you are staring what seems to be a ghoul in the face with a flaming sword of living death in front of you.
First of all, I'd like to apologize to Toro for this.
What the hell is this?
In a moment of what was first pure, fiery, hellish rage when he first hit me, to now pure panic, as the weight of my life slipping from my grasp sets in, I'm going to cast Thunder Wave at a 2nd level spell and use my bonus action to do my free disengage and get the fuck out of there. So let me, because I think I don't have it for...
That's a Constitution save, correct?
It's a con save. I'm not doing the 2d8 that has. I'm going to roll 3d8 because I'm casting it at a higher level.
Okay. Here comes his con save. Oh,
I'm going to use
it's a
Empowered...
19, but he's going to take, he'll take that damage.
I'm going to use Empowered Spell to reroll the 2 that I got.
Okay.
Oh, well, it's 14 damage total.
So he halves that.
That's one less spell slot.
He doesn't get pushed back if he passes, or does he get pushed back?
He does not get pushed back if he passes, I believe. Let me post the full spell real quick. I believe if he passes, it's on a failed save that he gets pushed back.
Okay, so he failed save for 2d8 and is pushed back.
However, Toril is kind of also in this radius, which is why I was apologizing to him.
It's a 15-foot cube that you can put in front of you, so you only hit him.
No, it's ranged from self.
Yeah, you can put the 15-foot cube in any square that touches your square. So you can you can center it like right here, and it takes up. Yes, you can. Right. That's the cube. Yes, 15-foot cube.
So that's your cube.
Your square.
You missed Balthazar and Toro. The fun thing is, you did something pretty cool too.
Shattered those barrels.
You shattered those barrels.
Yeah, if you'd only moved 5 feet back, you would have.
Okay. I was under the impression that it was centered on me, and I wanted to get away from here. So that's why I thought I would hit Toro. It's cool that I can move it around like that. It's good to know. That said, I now have 40 feet of movement, and I am using all of that to get as far away as physically possible. It's 5, 10, 15, 20...
So you watch...
30, 35, 40. As I just, burst hurricane fly down this tunnel.
So you watch as you burst the barrels, and now there's a gush of just wine flooding that area underneath his feet as you fly up overhead, land behind him, and Bugs Bunny run it on out of.
Oriana, I can't see you anymore, and I think you're out of range of my heal. So good luck.
Oh yeah. I moved 40 feet. I panicked and ran.
Talandra. Is that? Did you draw an axe in his head?
I actually can't remember the range of this is.
That's great. That's one
I can
success.
heal people that are in the light of it. Within the bright light.
Jareth.
I can move through here now, right?
Yep. You can move. It's pretty much kind of squeezing, but you can move through it just fine.
Okay.
You only have issue if you try to stay in that square.
Okay, I'm gonna move basically to here. And then I'm going to reach down and touch Talandris and send all 15 of my lay on hands health to him.
Like shock paddles to your chest, Talandris, your chest rises up. And you're looking as this ghoul is... Like, you instantly reach up to your neck and feel that there's a divot of missing flesh there that's slowly growing back due to the magic. And you see that he's got an axe in his face, and now he's sort of surrounded by everybody.
And then I'm gonna attempt to knock him down with my shield before... oh no, I can't. I didn't do attack action. Never mind, I'm done.
Top of
Start him
round
down.
three. The fog cloud begins to move. And as you watch it roll across the floor towards these two bodies, as soon as it touches them, you begin to see them twitch
Oh
and
god.
spasm and move. Balthazar.
So seeing, so I'm just gonna move up. So this guy's holding Vaknaz. Step over into there and attack Oriana. I am going to wave
She flew by.
my staff around, touch 3 points in the sky, and magic missile this bitch.
Okay?
So I'm rolling a d4 for damage. I rolled a 1 plus 1, 2, so 6 total.
Those are some flimsy bolts of magic there, wizard. Look at you guys freaking retreating.
And then I come back to check on Oriana.
I mean, listen, I'm almost dead.
I like how you worded that.
You wouldn't have been.
I'm glad you picked up on that, Mark.
Hey, Tiefling, you got a healer in the party, goddammit. Stand your ground.
And that would be my turn.
Trust in the might of Pelor, my fellow youngling.
Toro.
She's a little girl, Tiefling. She's a youngling.
I am like 18.
Hey,
I'm
you're up. I know, it's my turn. I trust in the might of my Lord Pelor that he will deliver us from this evil. So I will step forward to here, flashing through the wine with this halo over the top of my head, my sword drawn, and I will strike at Vaknaz. Your evil shall be diminished here. That's a Kopesh attack.
Give me a... I'm going to let you do a free action perception check really quick. So go ahead and give me a perception. Has to be a check because it's in the height of battle.
That is a 10, then.
Okay, keep going.
All right. Thank you for making me roll that 5 out of the way, so now that I can roll my attack, maybe it will be higher than that. Yeah, I've got spiritual weapon coming. Maybe, possibly. I might have something else to do with my bonus action. Oh yeah, baby!
I think that's a crit.
Confirm, please.
I am verifying a 20.
That is a crit.
Very nice, very nice.
So I will do, and that is going to be 11 is my max damage with a Kopech slashing. I will add another D8 to that.
So that the 20 was for your perception check and the 5 was for your attack?
No. I got the perception check out of the way first. I rolled a 2, so that will be 11 to 13 points of slashing damage for the crit. And then I will bonus action attack him again, using my last divine warbolt of inspiration for the day.
Baknaz is looking rough.
That is a 15 to hit.
The 15 does not hit him.
Oh, and I can't channel divinity that. Okay.
It was just at the final moment he brought his sword in the way as you almost sliced into his side. Very, very cool.
All right, I will end my turn there. The Warbolt, number of 3 times a day, I can attack again as a bonus, but only 3 times per day. That's my level 1
is
power.
going to move 5 feet here,
Work rate. It's this, basically.
and with his action,
It's this thing.
he is going to slam the door shut and lock it.
Wait,
Oh shit!
he just locked us out the room.
He doesn't have any. He doesn't have any bonus actions, so that is his turn.
Mark, real quick. I believe those doors have like a cell door. You can see like through rails, right?
No, not these doors. These doors you cannot see through. These ones were full metal doors, and the
Alright,
ones
just checking.
inside were cell doors.
Just checking.
So you guys are fully barred from the room at the moment. That is Baknaz's
I
turn.
hiss. I lower my voice into a horse like a hiss, and I say, "Shutting them out will not save you, foul creature."
Okay.
We're not locked in here with
I'll just
you.
kill you and open the door
Here
and
with
get the
us.
Seeing that he is surrounded right now by Talandris and Jareth, Graal's gonna look away from Callus and look to them both. How can I do this? Okay. He's gonna take a chance. He's gonna move 5 feet back.
We're gonna attack him then?
You guys can attack him if you want. Talandris, are you still down on the ground? So yours would be, never mind, you missed with the 9. The 18 hits.
Which is not. That's not wonderful, Oriana. I could have used your magic.
I think it's funny.
I mean, you do have a lightning bolt.
It's clever. You gotta admit, it's pretty clever because we're about to be overwhelmed by zombies in here.
Oh, damn, 8 points of slashing?
Yep.
Zombies are child's play, my friend Paladin.
He is
We'll fight
looking
them ourselves.
really rough. And you watch now as he takes his shield, holding out his hands, as dark flame begins to emit from both. I need both of you to give me a dexterity saving throw as he casts
My
Burning Hand.
favorite.
Go, Jared. Ouch.
Hey, Jareth fails.
What about the shield thing? What's it?
Talandris. That gives you advantage on this, right, Jareth?
If it's an attack that he can see, I believe he gets advantage on the dex.
Go ahead and give me another roll.
Okay.
Keep the 8.
Okay, so you still fail. Here comes the Burning Hand. Jareth, you take 11 points of fire. Talandris, you take 5.
Mark, they naturally have resistance because my spirits are standing in front of them.
Oh, okay.
resistance?
Oh, yes. So, Talandris, you take 2 points of fire damage. Jareth, you take... What did I roll? An 11? You take 5.
Thank you. I love your little ability.
So, give yourself 6 back.
Yeah, I did.
Now you see that he's... And he is going to... Now... move over here into combat with Callus. Callus, it is your... His axe still in his neck.
I'm going to bring my other hand axe up, and I'm going to place it right where my other one.
An 8 misses as he uses your hand axe in his neck to block the hand axe cover.
Ding!
Oh, you cheeky sucker.
Okay. Do you have any bonus actions?
No.
Okay. Oriana, it is your turn.
Yeah, so as I ran in here panicking, I have a minute to sort of calm down, taking a few breaths, relax, or at least try to, but by the time Balthazar comes back, it's almost, my demeanor's kind of completely changed into something calm. I'm standing up straight, and I turn around and look at the door, and almost in a slightly different voice, say, well, that's not supposed to... This is a little embarrassing to be locked away from the fight, and I'm going to snap my fingers and cast Shatter on the door
Okay.
in an
Go ahead and
attempt
roll damage.
to blow it open. And since it's not an organic material, I figure I might get something from that. I'm going to re-roll that 1, because that sucks, with Empowered Spell. 1d8. For a 6, so that's 2 plus 4 plus 6 is 12 damage on the door. And since it's inorganic, possibly it'll take more damage?
It is thunder damage. Thunderstruck.
I say the door blows up and decapitates the guy on the other side of it.
So it's
Yeah.
12,
Oh,
it's
that.
12 points. Okay. Noted. The door has taken 12 points of thunder damage.
It doesn't take any more?
Is it a stone door?
No, it's a very thick metal door.
Oh, metal.
It's got,
It also
it's got
affects it
quite
with
a few
metal,
hit
too.
points to it. It just has disadvantage on a save. And it takes all that damage, but it can't make a save because it's a door. So it doesn't say anything here about doubling the damage against that stuff, right?
Well, that's for creatures that are made of inorganic material. I wasn't sure if it was different if it was a non-magical metal item.
Yeah. So it also takes the damage. So the door's hit points have gone down 12.
Okay.
Yes.
And then as a bonus action, I will...
Fair.
Uh,
Or just has one.
I'll just kind of fly forward a bit. Use my tempestuous magic thing.
You can.
As a free action, I shout out to Oriana to not get too close. It's gotten back.
As magic forms at Balthazar's fingertips.
Alright, I will
Like,
walk
you
back.
might not want to be in that general vicinity.
Okay. The laundry.
I'm gonna leap to my feet with my blades in my hand. I'm gonna concentrate using my second wind to heal. And then I'm gonna turn my gaze back to Growl as I say in Elvish, Otadi Tiraji. And then I'm gonna go towards him.
I like hot toddies too.
Hot pockets.
You said hot toddy.
Hot potato.
Hot toddy's pretty good. Yeah, for a swing, you're sick.
Yes, it is.
He said you made a mistake in Elvish.
I don't know. It was some kind of marker, I think. What is that red dot on the map, Mark?
Does that belong somewhere?
I think that's Jareth's light for his sword.
Sorry.
Oh, that makes more sense. Because I've been dragging my light with me from my
No, I didn't drag it by accident. I didn't drag it by accident.
I know.
And that's my turn.
I use this because that takes
Okay.
action.
Jareth.
Okay, so I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna get over there. Until I just kind of. Oh, you didn't go far enough. I guess I can go there. Yeah, I'm gonna move to right in front of this guy. Why can't I grab that light that I created? It won't let me do it. Like
You have to like click and drag to select both things at the same time, and then they will both move when you.
No, I did click and drag it. For some reason, it didn't.
I don't know.
That's okay. And then I basically will try to strike this evil down.
An 18 hits.
Takes another 5 slashing.
Oh wait.
I'm gonna, as I hit it, I'm actually gonna do the smite as well.
Okay, so go ahead and roll 3d8 since it's undead.
Lady of Justice, cast you down. Oh God. Oh well, still a good amount.
Isn't it? Oh, it's just a 1d8
Undead.
Yep.
Yeah.
Top of round 4.
You ready for me?
As the fog moves, the next you watch this body here begin to twitch as, rising from the green fog,
Not only a zombie, but a rage zombie.
The dead are upon us, my allies! As I yell through towards the iron door, hoping that our friends who have escaped will hear our cries and pleas for aid.
I'm sure you've heard the thundering bang against the back of the door.
and you guys are listening again as this fog is rolling into the cells. They seem to be coughing, puking, crying out in pain. The cells on the furthest side, closest to the room, seem a lot quieter now than they were before. Well, oh wait, stop! It's not your turn, actually. It's Rage Zombie's turn.
In the name of...
Stop in the name of Rage.
Alright, Rage Zombie is going to stand, look immediately, and in a sort of ape-like sprint, it just gives out this sort of hollow cry, as in a blink of an eye, almost belying the fact that this thing is undead. You watch this once female cultist stand up now and charge forward.
It's like a freaker from the new game coming out.
Nothing normal, everything okay. 11.
Callus? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, that's a miss.
And a 25.
That's also a miss.
And not doing any damage with the second one. It's going to wrap its arms around you, and you watch now it's just trying to bite your neck as you are now grappled.
What is your AC?
Proud of you guys.
Mark, I just want to confirm that were we able to hear Toral's cry for help?
I'll say through the ringing of thunder and the sound of the door like ringing and buckling. It's muffled, but you could hear something that sounded like Toral.
Okay. Having kind of heard what Oriana's trying to do, I'm going to step back into this hallway, and I'm going to cast Thunder Wave, but I'm going to make sure I cast it to where it would basically just get to the door and 5 feet on the other side of it. So like starting in this square right here in front of me, then 10, 15.
Now just be aware, I'm gonna let you know this. The door automatically fails the save, so if you break the door with the spell, the shrapnel is gonna shoot 10 feet back, and Toral is in that 10 feet. But you don't know that, so go ahead and cast the spell.
Alrighty, here we go. I'm rolling 2d8. 9 total damage on the door. Oh wait, do I have to? No, I don't have to modify.
It's thunder damage.
Yeah, it's just 2d8. So yeah, 9 total damage.
The door explodes. Toral, I need a dexterity saving throw.
Well, I did hear them gently rapping at my chamber door. So now Balthazar's knock was a little bit louder than Oriana's.
I did more damage.
7 plus 2 is a 9 for my dexterity save.
Okay, so you fail. What's the thunder wave dice?
It was 9 damage, a 5 and a 4.
What's the dice? Is it 1d8?
It's a D8,
Oh yeah, d8. Well, it's 2d8, yeah.
Okay, Toral, you take 10 points of piercing damage as you're struck with shrapnel. Vaknoz manages to get out of the way, only taking 5.
I'm going to make a Constitution saving throw now to maintain concentration on my halo,
Sounds good.
because I just took damage from my ally. Oh, I rolled a 19, so that's a 21. So I still have my halo. You said 10 points of damage? So I took
10
4
points of piercing damage.
Into the MF door. Awesome. That's rad.
I'm just thinking of there was a claymore that exploded, and you're looking right at it. That was good though.
But
What I'm
you did
picturing
say-
is boom, and Balthazar's like, yes! And he's looking at Toral bleeding, he's like, oh.
Yeah.
We did manage to hit Vaknoz for a couple damage, right?
Yeah, did he
Oh,
take
yeah.
his damage?
He took half of it because he passed his save. He rolled a... Where was it? He rolled a 16.
And before my turn is over, I see the door explode and Vaknoz standing right there, so I kind of do an oh shit moment. And I back out to that part.
Nice of
Okay.
you to join us, my friends, as I'm like scraping or pulling the chunks of door out of my chest. All right. I will have the halo over my head burn out and absorb the last 5 points of healing. Oh wait, no, that's a fucking full action. Never mind.
Are you
Scrap
sure?
that. That's a waste.
Sure you don't want to do that?
No, I don't. It's the whole action. If it was a bonus action, I would do it to heal myself with that. But I'm not going to give up my action. I'm going to attack this creature with my longsword. Vaknoz will perish in front of me. No, he won't. That's a crit fail.
Oh, jeez.
Okay, so you swing a little bit wide, and he manages to parry it, throwing you off balance as the cut on top of your forehead with the blood sort of dripping down through your eyes, blocking your vision. You just sort of misjudged where he was going to be. Next attack on you has advantage.
As a bonus action, I will move this dagger 20 feet to there, and it will make an attack on the other one.
Sounds good.
Rolling a 10, so that's a 15 total for spiritual weapon.
A 15 misses with his shield, even though he has taken damage.
Okay. So I did nothing.
That was a bad round.
I did nothing on my turn, but give them advantage and take damage. Rat.
Vaknaz looks at you, and then he looks to the zombie. Kyoti, he says, and you watch as the black flames envelop around him, and he vanishes again, appearing here at the little fucking wizard that is messing up his day. He is going to make 2 attacks.
Don't! You've got this, Balthazar.
I don't have another Hellish Rebuke. I'm dead if he hits me.
Here comes the 2 lowest
We'll give
attacks
you a
ever.
on a 20 attack.
I know.
So it's gonna be 1 swing at Oriana, 1 swing at Balthazar.
I'm gonna be dead.
Oriana,
Unless he crit fails, I'm dead.
12.
It literally doesn't matter.
You have a
Is
shield?
that Oriana's?
I'm dead.
Okay, Oriana, you take 9 points of damage. Balthazar, here comes your attack. An 8.
Hey! Oh my
As
god!
he takes the blade and he cuts across Oriana's chest, and you watch as she looks at you and sort of silently screams as her eyes glaze over and she collapses to the floor, breathing and bleeding out. And the sword continues to swing, and you manage to just asshole the floor, duck, whew, as it goes right over your head, and you stand right back. Oh man.
Well,
I should have just closed the door on this side so Toro couldn't get in. Grawl. Grawl is going to make 1 claw attack at Jareth, and then he is going to bite at Callum. Yes, that's what it's doing. Okay, Jareth, here comes a claw attack. 19 hit you?
Yeah, I just hit.
Take 10 points of slashing. I need a Constitution saving.
1 second.
Okay. You feel your limbs and your muscles start to seize as the fiery pain spreads through, and you clench your muscles and you shake off the impending paralysis. Callus.
Don't I get... Wait, he attacked me. Don't I get like half damage? So, isn't that the protector people?
That was he didn't hit on his next turn, so you guys don't get the resistance. So Callus missed with his last hand axe attacks, and I think that thing only lasts until the beginning of your next turn, Callus?
Yes.
Yeah, so he has to keep hitting.
Every time I hit, then it takes effect on that turn.
Oh, okay.
I think a 10 misses you, correct, Callus?
Yes.
So he jabbed in with his claws, wrenching underneath your torso, trying to slice your belly open to get your intestines to fall out. And he flicks the blood towards Callus, hoping to distract him. But it seemed to work against him as Callus nimbly dodged both the bite and the blood, trying to blind his eyes. And it is...
I'm going to retrieve my pickaxe, and I'm going to bring it into this raid zone.
Okay. An 11 hits.
Where's that dice? Dice jail for you.
You just get the pickaxe directly into his shoulder, and you feel it squelch all the way in, and you rip it back out as this sort of black, mucusy blood sort of blobs out like blackberry jam landing on the ground.
Get your hands off me, you dark, filthy zombie.
nice.
Following the instructions, with preternatural speed, Toro. Wow.
Uh-oh.
This thing in this loping, almost like canine-like run coming at you, and you hear the claws of the exposed bones on the fingers raking and clacking on the stones. Is going to make 2 attacks.
The first attack has advantage, right?
Yep.
Oh my goodness.
That's a miss.
You take 6 points of slashing damage, but I need. I don't need anything from you, actually.
Actually, I'm making a con save, which is a 16. I maintain concentration on the halo.
Okay, now at normal,
And you said how 6 damage?
you take 6 points of slashing as his bone fingers come in and rake at you. And now he is going to make another hand attack. 13, I assume, misses.
13 will be a miss.
Oriana, I need a death saving throw.
So that healing's
Where is the death save on the page? Is there a thing for it?
Yes.
already is on it.
Am I just missing it?
Should be
There
near
it
the
is.
top.
Death save. Natural 20.
You feel like, I don't even know how you did this. There's really no open wounds. You're not bleeding from this sword. But you sort of sit up and brace yourself against the wall as this shot of adrenaline just pumps through your...
So I'm at 1 hit point.
I believe you also still can do something on this turn.
Yes, your death save happens at the beginning of your turn. You can stand up, do whatever you want now.
Oh, I'm gonna stand up. And I'm gonna thunderclap the giant out of this guy, because that's a cantrip. For a solid 1 damage.
Well, you did return from unconsciousness, so that's probably fair.
Just try to snap out.
You probably need time to collect yourself.
Yeah.
He fails.
So he takes all 1.
And then I completely spaced out on the fact that cantrips do 2 flat damage until you guys begin to get 2 dice. So he's going to take 2 points of thunder damage.
Oh, okay, cool.
What? Huh?
It was a rule I had where cantrips, starting at lower levels, it does a flat 2 until you get to level 5 where you can add another hit dice to it. So how you're only doing 1d8 and you roll a 1, rolling a 1 really sucks on damage. And I completely spaced it, and I remember Connor even brought it up, and then I completely spaced it again.
Yeah, because we've had firebolts that do just 1 point of damage.
Yeah, and I could just brain fart.
Okay, well, we retcon it and everything in the room is dead.
Fair.
Okay, so he's only going to take... Bucknoz is only going to take 1 point of thunder.
No, he failed.
No retcon needed. You gonna stay there, Oriana?
I mean, I could move away, but he still has a reaction.
I know you should.
And
Don't move, just stay there.
I'm just gonna stay. I don't have any sorcery points left, so I can't quicken a spell either. Ooh, yuck.
He is not going before Balthazar goes, so I think you stand here.
Yeah, I'm gonna stand my ground.
Have faith, Oriana.
Sort of nonchalantly stand up and dust myself off, a little more confused on how I'm still alive.
That's why.
Completely ignoring the fact there's a dude in front of me who killed me.
So I'm going to go over the table next to Alice.
That's his room.
Okay, do me a favor, give me an acrobatics check.
Classic. Oh, okay. Now.
7 misses.
Bonus action.
17 definitely hits him.
Oh, that's what I should have done.
He had exactly 12 hit points left.
As I swing him with both blades, chopping him in half, I kind of look to Kaz and say, "You all right?
That's 2.
You got this."
We got this.
Can I have Talandris' weapon that does 2d8 damage? I want that sword, whatever it is. I want to go buy one.
It's both swords.
Well, that's cool. I'll do that.
Yeah.
I mean, there isn't another weapon that does that much damage in the game, so I want one.
Yeah, it's his archetype.
Awesome.
Okay, so I basically will like
That's like
yell at this guy. Let's see what my blood. Let's see how much I can take of your blood, and I'm gonna try to attack him again. And I'm also gonna divine smite one last time, using my last. So as I bring my sword down, I call out to the lady one last time.
This isn't a resource.
So I do 27 points of damage.
I can't do math right now. 26?
27.
Ooh, that one hit me really hard.
And now I'm going to try to shield Bastard's ass.
Okay.
Oh wow, strong ghoul.
You guys gingerly touch shields, and he's not moving.
It's okay. I took my pound of flesh from him.
Not once, but because takes up time. They'll be next week. Because they just got involved.
I think this one is coming from the whenever should I stop this one?
Okay,
We probably could have.
this dude stands up.
We have a new friend.
As the two next to you, Toril, begin to...
I hear the chattering of their teeth and fear of my blade. Yes. As
Oh,
is
he
normal.
rolls worse than me on this one. Good.
He falls prone.
He stood up and then fell right back down again.
I believe this guy's
He got lightheaded.
Yeah.
Balthazar.
Okay.
Wait, my legs are severed at my heel? I have no feet.
You know, it'd be awesome if Balthazar's like, trust me, Oriana. I take the disengage action and I run towards him.
I'll be your shield.
Oh, man.
Alright. So I am going to give myself a couple of chances here and go with Scorching Ray on Vaknaz. So 3 attack rolls.
All at disadvantage.
He is adjacent to you. Well, it's a ranged attack. You can't attack something adjacent.
So you're moving your hands in front of you, casting spells, and he's bringing his sword into your chest.
You'd have to an opportunity.
I just press opportunity attack.
Yeah, do that.
That's what I'm gonna do. So I just need 5 feet of space, or do I need more?
5 feet of space.
Alright, so I'll provoke an opportunity attack to move away.
He's going to lash out with his claw.
My AC is 12.
So you step back and you watch as he reaches out with his own claw, just missing the edge of your shirt as you move back a lot faster than usual. Now you can take aim.
This old guy's got some moves.
Yeah. Well, it's probably because the mistress and you had a moment.
Oh yeah, the mistress has got lots of vitality.
Yeah. So she made you feel spry.
So that first roll's a 25.
Definitely hit.
And then the damage, I'm going to roll each time so we can try to take this guy out. 2d6 fire. 9 points of damage. So second attack roll. 17. Oh wait, 19.
19 hits.
2d6. 10 points of damage.
Burn a hole through his chest.
So you watch as Balthazar takes a step back, Oriana, as you're pinning yourself to the wall, trying to get as far away as you can. As one scorching ray hits his face, and you watch as the skin actually burns off, revealing the skull. The second one comes in, and his head explodes like a pumpkin. And he's sort of standing there in place, teetering around. The arms go limp. The black sword in his hand dissipates, and he falls to the floor dead.
So what you're saying is he looked inside the Ark of the Covenant.
Pretty much.
So, Mark,
You still have one scorching ray left, my friend.
Yeah, and I was talking with Ken, and I can move and then cast that third scorching ray, correct?
Yes, you can.
Okay, so I've used 5, 10, 15. Do I need to keep moving into that room, or can I see Rage Zombie Blue Dot?
You can see Rage Zombie.
All right, so I will roll my attack then.
You just need a 10 to hit this guy.
Okay, I got a 18
That definitely hits.
for 8
Nice.
fire damage.
Look at you taking everything out, Balthazar.
And then I just
You
back
got-
up a little bit to go check on Oriana.
You guys really can't see his health because of the green fog, but that fucked.
Oh, I can see it.
And Balthasar, once again, is saving the day.
Yeah. Thanks, Balthazar.
Toro.
Toro is going to... I'm going to do this first. I'm going to use my bonus action to attack the other zombie with the axe in his head.
Okay.
Well, okay. It bounced, but it still landed in a dice tray. I'm going to call that good. 12 plus 5 is 17.
17 is the magic number.
Awesome. So that does D8 force, right? For
1d8 plus your spellcasting modifier.
Oh,
So it'd be 1d8 plus your wisdom.
okay. Well, then it's 10 points of force damage.
He's not doing too good.
Well, 20 is robbing me then. Yeah, I'm gonna have to fix that later.
Because you can just go add it plus the wisdom.
Yeah, roll 20 was robbing me of the extra +3 of my.
Oh, you haven't been rolling that?
No, that's only been doing a straight D8.
Oh, that's my bad.
I think that's because that's actually how spiritual weapon is.
No, I double checked. He's right. It should be D8 plus whiz. That's
Trust
okay.
me. Me and
Yeah, you should
David
know.
should know exactly how spiritual weapon.
So I just fixed that. So if next time we play, when I'm clicking here, it'll work.
Sounds good.
And then I'm going to use my action to attack the rage zombie blue dot next to me with my Kopesh.
So, like, imagine the zombies from 28 Days. These are the zombies you're looking at.
So they run. Yeah, I don't like.
They're
those guys.
running and
They
jumping
freaking
and trying to
stack
get
on
on
each
you.
other, climb walls and shit. That's not cool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I got you. That's terrifying, Mark. Thanks. I love it how you make me scared every time we play. All right, attack. I got a 10. Oh, that might actually hit. It's a zombie.
A 10 hits the rage zombie.
Yeah, baby! I rolled a 5.
The
on
rage.
die, so I got
The rage zombies added dexterity takes his AC to 12 or to 10.
Oh, awesome. So 10 hits. All right, so this is just a straight D8 plus 3 slashing for my Khopesh. Is 9 points of slashing damage.
Yeah, he's dead.
As I slash into his neck all the way down his chest and split him in half from shoulder to waist. And then, feeling emboldened by that, I'm going to move. I'm going to step on his body, like I want to heel stomp his skull into the pavement, and then move to this guy right here.
Okay, that works.
like American Gangster style, I want to heel stomp this guy.
I will allow it.
Thank you. I know they were probably innocent and sacrificed for this purpose, so I might feel guilty about it later, but he did try to kill me.
Will Grawl try?
Actually, thank you. That would be nice. I was going to run down and grab one. Hey, come here, dog.
I need Talandris and Callus to give me dexterity saving.
I'm going to use my inspiration to reroll that 5.
I keep forgetting I have an inspiration point.
Don't forget, man.
That's right, the one time I needed a natural 20, I got it.
I'll push him to the back Trogan. Okay, Callus, you fail, you take 8 points of fire damage. Talandris, you just save, you take... You guys can see each other's health. And he can't do anything else, so he's going to stay. Callus, it is your turn.
I throw this rage zombie across the table, and I will bring my pickaxe up against the...
Okay. Oh, 23 definitely hits. 4 plus 2. He is barely holding on by the skin of his fangs.
I look to Jerk and I say, finish him.
Okay, Rage Zombie is going to claw at Toro at normal. Missing with an 8.
And an 8 will miss, as my shield deflects his puny attack.
So as he's clawing at your shield, he's going to grab it and he's going to reach over and he's going to try to bite you.
Okay.
20.
A 20 hits.
You take 4 points of piercing damage. It's max damage, but it's a bite, so it's not going to damage your armor. However, I need a Constitution save.
I'm going to give you 2 con saves. One is for the damage to maintain concentration on my halo.
Did you recast the halo, or is the halo gone?
No, I just rolled it, so I haven't used up the rest of the halo yet.
You said the halo disappears as you heal. No, never mind, because you said no, that's a full action. I'm not going to do it.
Full action, yeah. So I still have half my halo left. I rolled a 17, so that's a 19. So I maintain the halo. Now here's my con save against that you asked for the bite. I rolled a 2, so that's a 4 total.
Okay, thank you.
And I will subtract the 4 damage.
Alright.
I sort of still in a panic, but the adrenaline of just falling down and getting back up coursing through my veins. Go up to here. It's 30 feet of movement. And in an attempt, I don't know if this will work the way that I want it to, But my thought process is that if I cast the rain spell, the heavier weather effect will sort of disperse some of the fog, or at least keep it at bay from spreading any further. So I'm gonna... Yeah, so that's kind of my goal, right? If it's heavy rain, then it won't spread it further into the room. So I'm gonna cast Precipitate. Let me pop the spell up here. Since it's not... I'm assuming it's not like freezing cold temperatures in here, it's just a normal...
It's like it's a chill feel, like you're in a cold storage underneath.
Then could I? Is it cold enough maybe to create sleet? Because this is kind of affected by the temperature around me.
Yeah, it'll be a very cold driving rain, but not cold enough for sleet.
Okay. In which case I will do rain. What is the radius on this? 20 foot. I'm trying to figure out how to draw again.
Because all these the bridge people.
See, that's
That's
15. Oh, whoops. What's the 20 foot cube?
20-foot radius is an 8x8, isn't it?
Yes, I did the wrong one. My bad. Let me delete that real quick.
Yes, the 20-foot radius is an 8x8. It's a pretty big area.
I think 8x8 will be this.
No, I unmuted this.
So that's where I'm casting it sort of there to try to block it from spreading any further, and hopefully when the source of it is blocked off,
I mean,
the rest of it will slowly dissipate.
That's only a 10-foot radius.
Yeah, it's 4 across.
Oh my god, really?
8.
Oh my...
It's only a 10-foot radius. This thing's huge.
Guys, I did my taxes today. My math isn't strong right anymore today. Alright, so let's see. So this... 1, 2, 3, 4... 1... 2... cutting off my screen. Hold on.
Oh yeah, it'll be bigger than the room. It's just kind of...
I think it's...
You can just click a spot and say everything on this side of the map.
Well, yeah, now that I'm realizing I'm a fool...
Yeah, it's that whole space.
Massive.
Yeah, I'll get this whole space and try to cut off the statue as a whole from spreading any further gas. So yeah, I kind of put it around. I'm sure Mark can see it. I can't anymore. But I think that's 8x8.
It's close enough for me.
Okay. So yeah, this is my thing.
Okay, you guys have completely lost sight of the room, the statue, and the flames within. Really, the only lights left is Toral's halo and the magic sword that Jareth is currently wielding.
And with my bonus action, I'm going to learn from Balthazar and move back this way with that last 10-foot fly thing.
Okay. Talandris. Okay. Okay. You swing wide with your... Okay. Is literally... He is still alive. He is at the precipice of death. Misses. And you used your bonus actions. Yep. Nope, you can't. Action Surge gives you a possible bonus action, and the possible bonus action is if you didn't use your bonus action for your first turn.
That's correct. You can never have more than one bonus action in a turn, ever.
Okay. Jareth. It has befallen upon you, by decree of the lady, to take out this abomination.
Oh, no pressure.
No pressure at all. Oh yeah, that hits. Oh yeah, you stave in his head like a rotten fruit.
You asked, the lady delivered. I can start calling Jareth the lady now.
Yeah, if you do that, I'm gonna start saying things about you.
I know, right? We'll be trading in.
That poor bastard only had 2 hit points left as
I stabbed the gleaming sword through him like Samwise did through that orc.
You guys watch as Jareth sort of flourishes the long sword and then just drives it deep into the gut, turning it the last second so that the blade comes up and pierces whatever heart is left. And with sort of justified anger, he puts his big old boots into the thing's torso and just kicks it off of his sword as it lands on the ground dead, clattering. Give me a perception check, Talandris, Callus, and Jareth.
God, we're not very perceptive.
It's the heat of battle.
It's the heat of battle. You see it as the shield sort of flies open, revealing the tabard. Callus, you see the mark that you've come to know as the symbol of the Crimson Daughter, but you see around it that it's almost roughly sewn over something else. Okay, top of round 5.
Wait, I want to move actually. I didn't move yet before you changed round. Sorry, I didn't get a chance to.
It's okay, go ahead and move. I got some stuff to add to it.
And then I'll end there.
We picked this one. This guy's We'll find it. I'm gonna get towards.
So I'm gonna go there. Sorry, it's 500 feet. I want to be close to Toro.
Thanks. Because I'm. Oh, yes, he hasn't been hit. That's right. I just moved to him. I didn't hit him yet.
Okay. Balthazar.
Okay, seeing this new zombie here straight in my sights, I am going to release Magic Missile on Purple Dot.
This entire fight has lasted. Jesus, David, stop it.
I rolled a 1, so 1 plus 1 is 2 times 3, 6 points of damage on Purple Dot.
Jesus. Your magic missiles are flimsy today.
Still a considerable amount of damage you did to this thing. It is your turn. Oh, never mind. Go ahead, Balthazar. I apologize.
No, I was just going to see on where I'm going to stand, but I will stand my ground right here. Now that I've got Oriana as a shield. So I'm good.
Toro.
I will use my action to suck the remaining life out of my halo and heal myself by 5 points.
Do me a favor and link that again, please. I need to make sure of something just in case. Okay. Never mind. Alright, that was your action. You have your...
Yeah, so I'll give myself the +5. And then I am no longer concentrating on anything. So as a bonus action, I will move my spiritual weapon to flank with me and the zombie, and the spiritual weapon will make an attack on that. 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's a 12 total.
12 hits.
Doing max damage. 8, 9, 11 points of force damage.
Oh shit! This guy has 1 hit point.
Oh! Alright, so I almost sever his head off with the force of my dagger.
He had the lowest of the rolled health that I gave these guys.
Well, that was the most my spiritual weapon can do until I cast it 3rd level. I'm done. Actually, no, I'm not. Yes, I am. I was thinking about moving away, but you'll probably attack me and use that reaction, so I don't want to do that.
Jareth.
Yes.
Sorry, I had the wrong sheet up. Here comes a claw attack at you as this one gets to its feet and then just leaps towards you with a 19.
Well, that hits.
It's going to issue. It's not going to do damage, but it's now grappled onto you. And then these guys have a fun ability where he is going to try to claw at you again. For a 20, again not doing damage, but now you are restrained by this creature.
You break
He
this
grabs
thing.
first he grabs you, puts his arms and legs around you, he's like giving you a total body hug.
It's terrifying, and now you watch as his mouth is trying to get into your throat. Callus.
Callus is going to move here. And he's going to throw his hand axe at this other rage zone.
Okay.
A 10.
10 hits. And that was an orange dot, correct?
Instead of damaging him, it is going to stick into his clothes and it's going to hold him in place.
Don't you need your javelin?
The original, the hand axe has a pinning edge,
Yeah, he's using
which
the
does the same job.
beyond damage dice.
Okay, I thought that was a javelin dagger thing, but we're gonna do it.
The dagger has
This poor bastard.
the same thing.
So like a fucking Scooby-Doo villain, this thing is pinned to the ground, and it's just trying to thriller walk away, but it cannot.
And as it like tugs on the thing, I go, "We'll do with you later."
Okay. This one guy that had hardly any health left is going to turn, and he's going to claw and bite at Jareth with advantage. 23.
Well, that hits.
You take 7 points of slashing damage, and now he is going to bite at you for a 19.
That hits. You keep hitting. What good was my high new armor class? You keep hitting it.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It just happens. And I need a Constitution saving. Okay, thank you. Okay, this rage zombie has to use his action to break free. So he's going to roll a strength saving throw. 13. What's your strength, Callus?
What's going on?
What's your strength?
He's trying to break free from your pinning attack.
I
What's
have
the-
a
Well, it's the DC,
Peter's
whatever
right.
the DC for that is.
It's 8 plus 2, so 10 plus your strength mod. So I just need to know what your strength.
so yes, he just barely makes it.
So he rips his cloak free, and ignoring you completely, you watch as he runs forward, as he too wants to try to get it on the feast, as blood is pouring from Jareth now. Orion?
Oh boy. We got 3 dudes alive. Jareth is surrounded.
Life Force.
Let's see what kind.
This one's almost dead, and this one is taking some damage.
Yeah, I'm sorry, the green fog of the Groot. I didn't think about
Kill
that.
this one.
I
Or get the one off me, either one.
Attack this eye. Nobody's attacked the eye.
Even if you can kill the one that's holding me, that'd be great.
Not if you crit fails.
So if
Yeah.
I were to be standing right here, and I were to use that cone cantrip that I have, it would miss Jareth.
Is it a 15-foot cone?
15-foot cone? So I'd get these
It would
guys.
Yep.
It would miss Jareth.
I'm gonna use that. Per solid 2 lightning. God. I
Alright, so
hate that
they-
I don't get any bonuses to my cantrips.
These
Such a
rage
brutal
zombies. These rage zombies have high dex. So. Normal. Okay, so this is purple dot and then orange dot.
Fourth. I think
Purple
I think
21.
Oriana should
Oh
have.
my goodness.
They both dodge.
Mark's rolling on fire.
Alright, well. That was
Well,
fun.
I like the unicorn attack that you made there, Oriana. That was cute.
I mean, just be glad that I wasted that crit on a dex save.
Yeah. Oh, that was disappointing. Yeah, I'm gonna move back and hide in a. I'm gonna follow Master Balthazar.
No, just charge in and start rage punching people.
No, I'm good.
Okay. The longer. I mean, you're watching these zombies now sort of swarm onto Jareth as they smell his.
Gets off.
17 definitely hits. He is dead.
And after I slice that one down, I kind of go into a swing and use the
Okay.
Don't you have
15,
to move,
definitely.
or are you doing this from 15 feet away?
this typing and this at the same time.
Oh.
It's the range attack, okay?
That works.
Still alive.
Right, confusing.
Jareth, you are currently restrained.
How do I break this shit?
Forget.
You can give me an athletics check to break out, or you can try to attack with disadvantage.
Does that mean it has to be the target you started attack against, or different? I don't know. That's confusing to me.
Oh yeah, you flex out, bust out of that thing. You are no longer restrained, but that was your.
Yeah, I know.
Balthazar.
Seeing. Oh, let me see if I can move there first. 10, 15, 20, 25. Now I'm going to do a 15-foot cone as well, but I'm going to send mine to the left, so Talandris and Jareth are not going to get hit.
Sounds good.
And I'm going to go with Thunder Wave to get the purple dot. And
Thunder Wave is a 15-foot cube, not a cone.
Oh, then I will. Do I write that wrong? Oh, it is a 15-foot cube. Okay, then I will set it just over to the left where it'll just get the the zombies and not reach over to Jareth and Talandris. Sound good?
Like this?
Yeah.
Perfect.
That way the eyeball also is uninjured.
Jareth, Toril, Talandris, you watch as Balthazar comes in, waves his hand, and shoots out this force. And as the force waves out, you see that it starts to hit the zombies, as well as the volatile alchemical liquids that are currently on the left side of his cube.
I just blew something up. Everyone's going to die.
It's going to be awesome. Rage zombies are going to attempt a dex save. No, this is a con save, correct?
Con save, yeah. My saved AC is 14.
Okay, purple first, then orange. Purple 14. Orange fails. Do they both fail?
No, 14 is my save, so you hit it on the nose.
Okay,
And
so
the total
purple takes
damage
half, but I think he's dead.
is 8.
Yeah, you fucking... Purple's disintegrate.
And then I can't wait to hear what you say about this thing blowing up.
I need Balthazar, Jareth, and Talandras to give me dexterity saving throws, and then I'm going to roll a dexterity saving throw.
Actually, 1 because I get to add my AC, my shield AC to it, but it still doesn't matter.
Alright, Balthazar, you're the only one that survived.
Survive.
Everybody else takes 15 points fire damage.
I'm unconscious.
Who takes that?
Jareth and Talandras.
I don't see this red square hitting them.
No. That's my
He blew up the alchemical
blew that
thing
up.
and knocked me unconscious.
And when that thing blew up, fire shot out, but only reached us 3.
It only went 15 feet out from that. Balthazar, you take 7 points of fire. And you guys are looking at this last surviving zombie on fire, looking like it's getting ready to claw at Talandra. Balthazar, what you got?
Oh, hold on real quick. I'm taking that 7 points off. What was your question, Mark?
What are you doing now?
Oh, what am I going to do now? Purple's dead, right? Because you didn't X him out yet.
Purple is dead, sorry. I was too busy making fire. He is dead, and this guy's barely standing.
Let's see. That's all I have left. So I will back into my 5 feet of remaining. Just kind of back away to here.
You know, given the exploding door and this exploding vat of fire, I think you've done an equal amount of damage to the party that you have at the end.
You know, I love it.
Yeah, you kind of stop doing that.
You like explosion.
I prefer for exploding not on us, though. That'd be nice.
Well, see, the funny thing about it was, I placed those barrels there for a reason. But I'm not going to be a dick and do it because Talandras went down, because that wine and that large puddle there would have caught on fire. But I did not want to do that. Only if you guys had a lot of help. But good round. I enjoyed it. Toro.
What was it, rain that was coming down from the other side of the room?
You look down and you see at the very edges of the rain that the clouds of green smoke have stopped and are no longer coming forward.
It's possible that the rain has put like a quarter of an inch of water over the whole floor, which diluted the wine enough to not cause it to catch fire when the fiery explosion happened.
Oh no, the French drains are actually in the back over here. So
Oh, okay.
that isn't gonna work.
I am going to use my bonus action to move my dagger to here and stab at this zombie.
Stab him.
6 plus 5 is 11 to hit.
That hits.
Doing d8 plus 3 force damage, which is 6 plus 3, so 9 force damage.
His chest explodes out with this bone and just gristly. Like, ugh, it's gross. He's dead.
Are any of my allies down, or are they all conscious?
Talandras is currently down.
No, I'm not.
Oh, I thought you said you were unconscious.
I'm unconscious.
Oh, Jareth is unconscious. I apologize.
Can you give me back? I somehow...
Barely standing.
I can't
Mark, can you
tell.
give me back on the thing? I can't see.
Gareth doesn't have a unconscious symbol on his body, so
Well, I typed it and said it, but yeah, I'll put a symbol on.
Ooh. Jareth, is your sword concentration?
No, but if you're unconscious, it says it goes out.
Yep, it doesn't last while you're not conscious. So there is no light in the room currently because my halo is gone. So I should delete this. Where's the delete button?
Yeah, it is pitch black.
There it is. I will
keeps
then.
moving.
Where did?
Move me back again. I'm sorry. I don't know what's going on with the icon. It keeps freaking going crazy on.
I'm going to go prone, sheathing my sword and pulling out my healer's kit. I will make a medicine check on Jareth.
Okay,
using my action. Medicine check. So I rolled a 7 plus 5 is 12.
You stabilized.
All right, you are stabilized. If I manage to level up, Jareth, I will actually be able to heal you with that action. But so the reason I'm doing this is to kind of role play the beginning of me learning the healing arts to apply to my friends with my healer's kit. But you should be fine. You are stable now, and then I will just remain by Jareth's side for the moment, for the time being.
Doesn't mean I'm still unconscious, right?
You are unconscious for D4 hours until you receive healing.
Talandris kneels down and takes one of his 2 potions, pours it down Jareth's throat.
Wait, I would put my hand up and stop you. I would say, please, put a stopper in your potion vial. We should save that. For the light of Pelor still flows through me, and the might of my deity will bring Jareth back to consciousness. I just wanted... we were still kind of in battle, so I wasn't going to use a spell slot. I will now cast a spell slot, Healing Word, saying a prayer over Jareth's unconscious body, healing him for, I rolled a 1, so that is 4 points of healing.
Go ahead and re-roll that D4.
Okay. I rolled a 3, so that would be 6 points of healing.
Jareth, you get 6 points of healing.
And at that, I will stand up and say, Pelor has been merciful. And yeah, I still have... I stopped you, Talandris, only because I still have 2 first-level spell slots left, and I think you should save your potions until I'm out of spell slot.
Well, Talandris is drinking one of his because he's only at 2 HP.
Okay,
I will Healing Word anyone who needs it. I have 2 spells left.
I am desperate.
I will Healing Word Talandris and then Oriana, and I will be out of spells.
Since it's dark in here and while Toril is healing, I'm going to cast light on Jareth's holy symbol to give some light to him.
Talandris, I rolled a 2, so you get 5. Oriana, I rolled a 2, so you also get 5.
Awesome.
Okay,
Thank you so
looks
much.
like Jeremy had to log for the night.
And I am all out of spell slots. I have my cantrips remaining. I need a short rest. I am spent.
Callus had to go.
I do not have a light spell, so I can't cast light.
Yep, he just typed that he had to go and then he logged off. Hopefully everything's okay.
Wow.
Yeah, I hope so.
I'm not going to get rid of the braziers and the candles because I want you guys to see the animated fire. So I'll keep that there. But the thing that immediately grabs all of you is as the healing is done and you guys stand up and take the breath as the fog has dissipated, the crying and the muffled screams are no longer apparent. You guys begin to look sort of around everywhere and see that the people within the cells themselves have been sort of desiccated as if their life force was sucked from their body.
Oh, well, that sucks.
You look upon the tables and sort of thank yourselves that these bodies did not hit the ground, adding to the tally of zombies that could have rose as they were already dead before the battle started.
If that table that I'm at, Mark, does have books on it, I'd like to spend some time searching through those.
10. Sadly, those were in the 15-foot radius of the fire, so that is gone.
Okay, so that's not...
I will follow the rest of the group, kind of making my way towards that statue that was spitting out or I assume the gas was coming from this area.
Is this table, Mark, got stuff on it, or was that
awesome.
destroyed?
This table has some stuff on it, and you're looking at what seems to be like scalpels, knives, metallic tubes, empty jars, stuff like that on there. Toril, as you sort of walked in and peeked, you saw that these bodies now silent and dead. You can give me a perception check if you want to look in it.
Yes, I would like to do that. I crit my perception check, so that would be a 25.
You notice that this gentleman in particular has died in an awkward way. He's sort of sitting with his knees up, but his legs are now spread as the strength is left, and he's sort of bent forward with his hands behind him.
I would like to approach him and see if he was holding anything in his hand.
You look back, and you immediately catch the sort of iridescent flicker on his manacles. And you look, and there is a tiny, tiny metallic beetle sitting on his manacles. You bend down to look, and then another sheen catches you at what seems to be almost like a wind-up key below the beetle itself.
I have a spare flask. Would I be able to capture the beetle in the flask and then pick up the key?
The beetle is not moving.
Oh, then I would like to place the beetle inside the flask if it's big enough to fit. It's just a regular, like a potion flask. I have an empty potion bottle.
Okay, you pick up the beetle, and it sort of fits in between your thumb and forefinger, and you drop it in, and it gives a clang, and you pick up the key, and then you look at it, and you drop it in with there and put the stop.
Yes. And I'll save it for later. I mean, right now we're kind of investigating other things, but it is very curious, and I would like to investigate it, but keep it safe.
Okay.
So I'll put it in my belt pouch. I'm very interested. It's very curious indeed, but we're kind of making our way towards the statue room.
Are
So
the
I will
eyes
follow.
still flared on the statue?
The eyes are no longer flared, but the magical light that seems to be coming from the candles and the braziers are still flickering. Jareth, you look into that cell as well,
We've got all the full.
and you see all the bodies, the two bodies within there are unmoving, and
Sorry, I think they're not moving anymore.
yes, you guys are getting the idea that the people that have been held prisoner here died as the fog was sort of roiling out onto the ground, as they weren't able to really get themselves up away from the smoke.
I do feel remorse that we're not able to get to them in time.
You guys walk up to the statue and see that it is covered in gore. There are offerings of bones and blood. You see a heart, what looks to be like a liver. The most alarming thing that you see the most is what almost seems to be cut off male genitalia thrown into the bowl as well.
Ah.
Castration and offering limbs to whatever this crimson lady really is.
Go back to.
We should definitely report this and destroy this foul statue and altar.
We can just type 4.
Did everybody go silent?
No.
What? No, I'm still here.
Okay, it just got really quiet after I did that roleplay.
What was your question? Or what did you say? I'm sorry, I was typing and I didn't hear your roleplay.
Castrations and sacrifices to this crimson lady. We should report this and destroy this altar and foul statue.
As the words destroy,
Oh gosh.
you watch as the brazier flame sort of sink before lighting again into the orange flame. As the eyes begin to flicker with red light again, And now you watch as the statue sort of looks and regards all of you slowly. You are all giving me quite a bit of information. Quite freely, I may add. I thank you.
Information about what?
Yourselves,
What evil
your
magic?
abilities.
Well, I mean, this is just a taste of what we can offer.
She looks at you, and you can almost sense that it's piercing into your soul.
Don't look
Why
at
do
me
you think
anymore.
you've shown me everything you've had?
No, it's been kind of an off day.
As Oriana is having a nice little parlay with this statue, I have a sneaking suspicion that the statue is only perceiving us because the flames are lit. I would like to make my way towards the burning altar and try to douse the flames, or in the burning brazier. Maybe I can. Is it attached to the floor? Can I?
It's a freestanding brazier, and you can see that there is coal inside, but what was once green flame has turned to this bright orange that matches the colors in the eye.
I want to kick the brazier over, like spreading the coals all over the ground and putting the fire out, away from me.
Seeing what Toro did, I follow suit on the other one.
So as soon as Toro kicks it,
As I kick it over, like Spartan style, I would say, "You've seen enough, evil spirit."
Toro kicks it, and it splashes out. Just as the statue is beginning to move and lean towards you, Oriana, and it's sort of looking right into your eyes. Until we meet again. And as Talandris kicks the other one, the statue freezes, cracks, and then starts breaking into pieces and falls to the ground under its own weight.
Destruction seems like the right play here, guys. That wasn't creepy at all that this thing knows everything we can do now. Well, I don't know. We haven't hit level 4 yet. We might have some new tricks it hasn't seen yet.
Oh, man.
Analyze us so she can figure out how to stop us from torturing
Yep.
her.
Guys, I'll be honest, I didn't expect her to come to life again. Oh, I almost had a panic attack.
I thought,
That was fun.
I thought it was going to pick you up by your neck and just snap your head right off.
Oh, don't Thanos me. Don't treat me like Loki.
You guys are now standing in a very dank, unlit temple with only Jareth's light on his holy pendant, sort of brimming out.
Is there anything different about this statue besides the extra gore in the bowl that's different than the last one?
Give me an Arcana check.
All right. I can do that. No problem.
So the statue itself is the same. The same features, both body, face. The blood dripping from the corners of the mouths. There's just a lot more gore on this one for some reason.
I say we destroy the statue too?
The statue's already destroyed. It's kind of it broke into pieces as it
broke to pieces.
refroze. Yeah, it sort of refroze as it was like bent awkwardly, and statues aren't meant to stand that way. And it just sort of crumbled under its own weight.
Okay. In which case, yeah, I think we should go. I'm ready to sleep for about 3 days. And hopefully not have nightmares of 3 near-death experiences. I don't know how many happened. I want to go home.
I agree with the wisdom of the youth that it looks like we could all use. A
Yeah,
rest.
I'm completely spent at this point, and tasted the afterlife again.
It's
Have to
take
let the
it's
commander know what we found, so these bodies.
Well, we should take a ghoul's body with us, yes? Because these things are freaky.
Well, we just take the tabard with the symbol on it. We don't need to take the whole body. We have that tabard that we said was partially sewn over another tabard, so we should take that.
Yeah, but I think we should take a body and dissect it and study it and see what it has.
I want to take that tabard you said that
I'll pull
had the symbol of
tabard
the
free,
crimson.
And then if I can find the cloth, we can probably take the head of one of the ghouls as proof, just in case somebody.
Yeah,
needs this.
looking at Oriana with a kind of a quizzical look, I say that these creatures are obviously undead, which means that I don't think that we would learn anything from dissecting their corpses. Only the magic that reanimated them would be useful, and if there is evidence of that, we should take that. But the bodies themselves are just...
Is there a means for us to burn?
Well, I figured if we give it to more experienced hands, we could find somebody who could figure out what makes these things function differently than the other undead we've come across. I mean, before it was just mindless zombies like the ones that came alive in the fog. These guys were very intelligent and quite skilled in magic, even beyond a lot of what me and Balthazar can do currently.
Speaking of Balthazar, since you like fire, can we burn these bodies?
I'll burn it all.
That's the spirit.
I'll leave the room before he decides to set more exploding things on fire.
Well, I will too, because I got blown up by him.
He
I'm
seems
gonna
like
pull that
like
tabard free, since that was Jared's idea.
I'm just saying, we might learn how these things function if we can take it to someone who can look into them more.
Mark, can I now that I'm thinking about it, I want to kind of glance into these other cells, and looking at the manacles that are binding any of these other prisoners, do I see anything similar to what I found on that other one?
You give cursory glances at the ones that are still sort of chained and slumped, and you don't see the same sort of beetle or bug. You do notice that, however, this guy seems to be bleeding out of his crotch profusely.
Oh, sexy.
Yeah, and it's pretty rough.
See where that came from.
Those of you guys who are sort of talking have just noticed that Callus has sort of stood up from his hunched position, paler than he normally is, and he seems to be trembling as he kind of makes his way to start to follow Oriana out the door.
Can I, before we set the bodies on fire, can I just search the two ghouls just to make sure there's nothing else of interest besides the tabard that we took already?
Okay, go ahead and give me an investigation check as you check the first ghoul.
Okay, I'll do this one first.
While you're checking him, I ask you, are you sure? Do you want me to take the head as well, or should we leave it?
I'm fine with burning everything and just taking the tabard, but I mean, maybe we need proof to show what we found underneath here. I mean, I'd rather take a head than the whole body. Dragging a whole body through the city isn't going very well.
I'm not comfortable taking any of their flesh. I think we should burn anything that's tissue related, just because if it's possibly a disease or something that could spread, I don't want to bring that into the population. We cleared a whole section of the town of a disease. I don't want to make that a thing.
No, I agree with you. I mean, I think we should have her. Well, my roll on that one sucks, so I'll go check the other guy. I must not found anything.
You seemingly look around and you see that he does have a shield in his hand. It's quite ruddy, crusted, as if covered, as if it was never cleaned of the gore that covered it. Some ruined scale mail that he's wearing, the tabard now off. And you manage to find a coin purse that's on his belt.
Okay, I'll throw the Balthazar. He's our treasurer guy.
As I pass the body of this guy down here in the other room, I would like to draw my Khopesh and sever his head.
Okay, you sever his head.
Yeah, that dude caused a lot of trouble.
There's a panic moment as your sword cuts through and hits the stone with a clang, and you bring it up and you're like, oh, thank God, it's okay.
And then I will just kick the head like a soccer ball against the wall.
It rolls, bounces, there's an audible crack as it
Ooh, that's very satisfying. I will now follow Oriana out the door.
So are we gonna burn these?
Yeah,
as soon as you
burn
guys
them.
clear the room, I start burning stuff.
Now, we didn't open any of those other cell doors. Could we see inside them?
Everybody was dead.
Okay.
Jareth, go ahead and give me another investigation check.
Yay.
Okay, with a 15, you two find his coin pouch.
I give that to Balthazar as well.
You find that he has a note that you take out of the inner armor that wasn't damaged during the fight. And you
Ooh, a
also
note.
take notice of the leather gloves that are on his hands. The gloves themselves are almost immaculate compared to everything else that is on his body. There's no stains of blood. They look like they are well taken care of, and they are all covered in what looks to be like runes.
Okay, I'll take the gloves off and I'll hand the note to Balthazar in case it's a language I can't read.
The gloves
study it.
look like this.
Ooh, those are pretty. Pretty cool.
Although the hands that were in them are this gray bluish flesh.
Yeah. I'll tenderly can't take them off and I'll hold on to them for now until we figure out what they are.
So, what was the document that was handed to me with runes on it?
It was a note on this guy's body. I gave you 2 coin purses that I found and then a note.
You see this rolled scroll that rolls from the top and the bottom, meeting, almost looking like a hot dog bun. You run your hands over it, and it is thick, like a thick piece of dried leather. And it dawns on you that this is made of skin.
You drop it!
Don't wipe that on me.
You unroll it, and this is the picture.
So the scroll has the pictures of the...
No, this is an early picture.
I don't see the picture. Did it go in?
So if you look, I didn't link it on there, but it's in your handouts. If you want me to put it on the screen, I can.
Yeah,
What's it called?
that'd be cool.
I see discovered gold note, right?
There's so much stuff here.
That's
There you
cool. We can't read it at all? No one can read it?
That's
Oh,
what it
yeah, what
looks
language
like.
is it?
And you're noticing that it's the same language that's being used on the altar.
What language
But
is the
as you
altar?
open it, pressed in what almost seems to be like thick blood on the bottom, is a seal. You look at the seal, and it seems to be flowers. Not a single rose or anything like that, but what looks to be a cluster of flowers.
Looks like I gotta go to my wife and get some questions answered.
What language is this document in?
It is in a language you cannot understand. It is neither common, infernal, primordial, draconic, or abyssal.
Damn.
All in all, you guys found the gloves, the note, 75 gold, 50 silver, and 40 copper pieces between the two.
Is this second ghoul, does he have a tabard as well?
He has a tabard as well. This one's a lot easier to take off since he is missing his head.
Alright, I will take that one as well.
Character idea.
Okay, so you guys make your way back up the ladder. I'll take that as a yes.
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 And I intend to do what Talandra said. We should report back what we found. That definitely this cult has a presence in the houses of love and passion, and seems to be drawing power from that passion.
I'm not sure I'd like a brothel though where they take the man's genitalia though. That's not really a good place to go.
Plus, it'd be nice to make sure that the ones who come to clean this up are the church and not more of these cultists who can use the dead for more zombies.
We burn them all, so that shouldn't be a problem.
Good point.
You guys slowly make your way up the ladder, back up and through the fireplace, stopping to peer over the edge, looking around, making sure that you're the only ones left inside. You are. One by one, you come up. Shake yourself free. The air is considerably warmer.
I breathe in the fresh air. Thank God. Thank the lady.
You guys make your way out through the back alley the way you came. Stop and look around. Nobody there. Make your way out. Close the ruined door behind you. And now you guys are back out in the alleyways of the city of Dasno, in the Rose Court district, on the North River Merchant Docks. What would you like to do?
Go back to the bar.
Go back to the cross candles.
Okay, you guys make the slow 40-minute trudge.
What is this picture?
What's that?
There's a picture drawn on them in this image. Two people by a large, whatever that is, and
Oh, that's the fireplace. This was the symbol that was underneath the beds that everybody discovered. And this was the hidden trapdoor underneath, and this was the fireplace that you guys came out of.
Oh, okay.
Forgive my childlike drawing with my mouse.
As we're walking back, I asked Jareth if I could inspect those gloves.
Sure. Did you see it got magic on them?
Yeah, I want to tap into it. I don't know if we could do that while we're walking, Mark, or I could do it when we get back to the inn.
Yeah, you can't do a ritual while you're walking.
I carry him and...
As we're walking, just because of how Callus was looking when we left, does he still look kind of pale?
He looks pale and shaken, and he did not look like this until the explosion happened. And you guys remember the story that he told you the first time the apparitions appeared.
I missed that
about
story.
how
What
he
happened?
was a part. Callus explained that he was a part of a gunner's crew. He was a cannoneer, and he was stationed on the wall on the south side of Osen that guards against the Great Glass Sea where the dead first came during the Age of Woe. There was an accident that happened, causing a large explosion that cost him the life of his team. Then he explained that it was his fault, but it wasn't, and all the blame got put on him.
I'm just gonna get near to him. I hesitate at first because it's dwarf and elf, but then I kind of swallow the whole notion of that, and I kind of put my hand on his shoulder and say it wasn't your fault.
At the sound of your voice, he stiffens and he sort of snarls, and he turns, almost like, "Get your hands off me." And you can see that his eyes are they're wide, still panicked. And he just kind of turns and he huffs and he just continues.
I'd kind of just look at the others and shrug. I tried.
After about 30 minutes, you guys make it back to the Cross Candles. You go inside. There's a handful of people sitting and sort of lounging. You guys look, and the red-haired dwarf is still sitting in the back with his legs up on a stool, sharpening his hand axe. Everyone else seems to be just kind of playing cards and hanging out. There's probably 4 in total sitting inside, counting the bartender and his wife.
Given that I'm still quite wounded, I would probably sit down at a table in the corner and order some food, and then I intend to go to my room.
And you kind of see like everybody kind of look up as you walk in, and they're just, yo, it's hell. Do you ever walk in here not looking like you've been shit on?
One of these days, maybe.
It's the those are Battle Scar's pride of the Blackhearts.
That's a talent, I'll say that.
Indeed.
You have a talent finding trouble.
And you watch as now Martin, the cleric of Sarenrae, sort of stands up, and you see him sort of bring up a satchel. And he comes and he starts tending to everybody's untaken care of wounds.
I bow and thank him.
Oh, everybody's wounds are taken care of because they have a cleric in the party.
You've just been replaced.
I guess I stepped up. You know, I healed everybody but myself.
I want to set down.
I healed. I also helped heal Telandris.
I know you did. I'm just saying, I sucked the rest of my halo into myself, but that was it.
I want to sit down at the table next to Toril and do my ritual identify on the gloves that Jareth had let me borrow.
Or keep, depending on what they do.
Yeah, I could
use healing us. I kind of ask, have you seen the commander?
10 minutes passes. Everybody gets 13 points of healing. As another 10 minutes pass, everybody gets an additional 18.
Oh,
wow, nice.
As the prayer litanies of the Mother Sarenrae sort of spring forth from his mouth as he heals all of you guys with his prayers of healing.
Have we been considered as short-rested by this time?
You guys can short rest in here.
Okay, I would like to do that, so I can get my channel divinity back.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. So what did the gloves do? Just out of curiosity.
I need a intelligence saving throw, Balthazar. Okay. With the 24. Let me go to the handouts.
You're not stricken dumb by the gloves.
With the 24, as you begin your ritual and peering into the magical threads, you begin to look deeper and you notice that there is a thick, dark corruption that has desecrated what was once quite holy artifacts. There is a curse upon these gloves, a very powerful curse. If you would have rolled less than a 17, you never would have found out about it. You almost throw them off to the side, knowing that this curse turns you into one of those ghoulish creatures almost. But if properly cleansed of this evil, they hold a great power.
So, I turned or let Jareth know that these gloves are cursed. Could possibly turn him into one of those beasts that we had just fought, and that I would like to hold on to them for safekeeping to try to cleanse them of this curse.
If we're going to cleanse something, perhaps we should take it to the temple.
There you go. It's in your handout, David.
Yeah, and I agree, Jareth. That's what we should do: is take it to the temple and see if they could cleanse it. But I stress that I was able to identify this deep curse, based on my knowledge and everything. And I'm afraid that, without being condescending, that if any of you guys were to hold on to these, you might be overtaken by this curse.
Like someone with a ring.
During that short rest, I'm mending my armor.
Because a really fun really fun thing in the DMG under cursed items says most methods of identifying items, including the identify spell, fail to reveal such a curse. Although some of the lore might hint at it. So I'm going to start adding intelligence saves on cursed items.
No, I agree though. You can hold on to him for now until we take on the temple and see what we can do with it. That's fine.
I also agree that I am not overly fond of cursed items, and if Balthazar wants to hold on to it, he's more than welcome.
Oh,
Besides, perhaps your mistress might be able to answer some questions regarding the item.
oh, I was going to say, my mistress is going to protect me from any curse. You trust me on that.
She does seem mysterious.
So pretty much if anybody would have thrown these gloves on without identifying them, they would have stuck to your hands like glue, unable to be taken off until you die. Immediately, your skin grows deathly pale and gaunt, and your body takes on ghoulish form. All food becomes tasteless and turns to ash in your mouth, and liquids will never quench your thirst. Awesome.
That's after putting it on?
That's
Wow.
just putting it on. It's automatic attunement.
And that's why, folks, you don't just put on magic weapons or armor.
I do wish somebody would have helped Jareth investigate the other body, because you guys left a magic item. Okay, so what would you guys like to do?
Did you hear my question?
No. The commander's not here. You knew in the morning when you guys left that he was at the Grand Solarium.
I think for now on, Balthazar, you and I together should just, investigate everything. I'll just assist you, and you investigate.
Yeah, no, I'm going to investigate. Just, I love looking around.
For now on, I'll move the bodies around for you while you investigate. That's how I help you.
Yeah,
I'll
you're my muscle. You're my human.
Yeah,
being.
I'll prop it up for you.
I'll call Jareth over to see if he wants to assist me with figuring out what's underneath the tabard, the sewn part.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, you guys left some pretty neat boots.
Well, where were they? Just so we know. They're gone now. We burned them, but...
Yeah, they're burnt and, stuck in there. The boots, called Boots of Balance. These boots are made from fine stallion leather and lion skin and are prized by duelists and thieves alike. While you wear these boots, you gain advantage on acrobatics checks.
That would have been nice.
As an action, once per day, you can click your hands together and you can cast Enhance Ability Cat's Grace on yourself. And you do not require concentration on the spell.
While Balthazar is identifying the gloves and giving us the lowdown on the gloves, I would pull out the flask, the little beetle and the key, and I would hand those to Balthazar as well, and I found this on near one of the bodies that was in the cell. Would you be so kind as to tell me what
Oh, that's pretty cool looking.
it is as well?
I'm intrigued by these gear-like pieces that I haven't seen before, and
You peer in, and being a deep gnome, you have some knowledge
Gnomes
in general tinkering. But you look at this thing and you see that this is a masterwork of tinkering. The gears are so impossibly small and so precise. You immediately grab the small T key and stick it into a tiny hole in between the wings, and then you begin to crank. You crank it until you cannot anymore, you pull the key out, and then the wings begin to flutter. And it sort of buzzes around, and it lands on your hand, and you see that the sort of rhino beetle-like tusk in the front looks up to you and just waits.
It seems that you have got yourself a familiar. Perhaps you should keep it, Balthazar.
I do just ask a simple command for it to fly up 5 feet to see if it listens to me.
You say fly at 5 feet, and it stays on your hand looking at you while the wings sort of move.
Well,
What a useless piece of garbage! Throw it in the fire.
Give me an intelligence check.
Yeah, that's why I let you look at it.
15, perfect. You know exactly what this is. This is a lock picker. These beetles were designed to be put into locks and pick them from the inside.
Nice.
So I essentially would crank it and then set it loose inside of a lock.
And it would try to unlock it.
I go, what you have here, Toril, is an old-fashioned lock.
Not really old-fashioned. It's like new wave.
It's quite fancy for a set of lockpicks. Perhaps, given Jareth's tremendous skill with picking locks earlier, maybe he should carry it.
Well, typically, I actually am.
I know, because of your dexterity check that you made.
That one time, yeah.
This can replace your lockpicking skills. But it's up to the party. I mean, obviously now we know what it is. I'll keep it if you guys don't mind, but I also don't need it. So if you think there's someone else that could use it to better effect than I would, then by all means, it's party treasure to me.
So using this beetle, you can wind it up, set it in a clock, and you can make a thieves' tool check. It's 1d20 plus 5. However, if you roll a 1, the beetle makes a catastrophic failure and is crushed by the mechanism inside the lock. The lock must be taken apart to get the beetle back out for repair. Trying to open the lock with a crushed beetle inside, everything's made a disadvantage.
So, actually, I think that this is the perfect little gift for Oriana. And I asked Oriana if she would like to carry our little clockwork beetle.
Sure.
For your dedication to the Black Hearts, perhaps. I also have another question regarding the workings of the beetle. Balthazar, can you tell if the beetle can be placed at a distance from the lock and be told to go fly into the lock, or must it be placed adjacent and on the lock itself?
Balthazar would tell you that you can place this on the ground. It has 3 rounds to kind of do what it needs to do, and that's just because of the 3 cranks.
Right.
And it can only move 10 feet.
And it can't fly. It crawls to the lock.
It can fly, but it only moves 10 feet.
Oh, it's just
flying.
Gotcha. All right, so there's a little bit of ranged lock picking capability there. So yeah, I think Oriana, if you're interested, you could keep it.
Sure, if nobody else finds use for it, I can keep it on me. It's a cool little beetle.
Which skill do you use? Do you use the lockpick skill?
It'll be a thieves' tool check, but it's just a 1d20 plus this thing's skill check, and this thing gives you a plus 5. So it's just a 1d20 plus 5 every time, unless you want to add in a lockpicking skill on your sheet. It just says like lockpick beetle and just plus.
So I'm pretty much trying to get the sewn patch off so I can see what's underneath on the tablet.
How are you getting at the sewn patch off?
I'll probably take a dagger and try and cut around the edges.
And is there any way I can help him, like just try to make it easier for him?
Something this minuscule, 2 people might make it harder.
Okay, never mind.
But you can give me a dexterity check.
Oh, that should work.
Is it a dex check?
Yes, just a general dex check, and this is just how long it takes you to do it. Like butter, you move the knife, cutting the seams that have roughly sewn, and And as you begin to pull back the cloth with the brandished Crimson Daughter symbol on it, you see the semblances of what seems to be faded yellows and oranges. You keep pulling it back, revealing a symbol of a sun. You immediately look over your back towards Toril, as this symbol matches his tabard.
Jareth, this matches what you're wearing.
You mean Toril, man, not me.
Toril.
Oh, Toro. Sorry.
What matches what I'm wearing? The tunic that we found?
And I'll kind of raise it up and show you.
It's
He
a
holds
symbol
up the bloody-stained tunic, and revealing half of it, underneath the sewn-over Crimson Daughter patch is the symbol of Pelor's sun that you bear on your chest.
sacrilege.
You're
But
gonna say that.
it might also be a clue. Is there a church of Pelor in this town? Perhaps the cultists are disguising themselves, and I spit on the tavern floor when I say this. The cultists are disguising themselves as clerics or acolytes of Pelor.
So,
And if
Andres,
so-
you immediately pull up the next one, and you begin to cut around it. And you look to see what seems to be a comet with twin fiery tails underneath the other one. You're not familiar with this religious symbol. Toril, you hear the tearing and ripping of cloth, and you go over and you see underneath this one is the holy symbol of Solkan the Righteous, son of Pelor.
Seems these people like to corrupt members of the faith.
Do either of you recognize this symbol?
I explained that I recognize the symbol as being the symbol of the son of Pelor as well. And again, I'm disgusted by the fact that those of my faith would be so easily turned. Or that
I
they're...
don't think it was in their control.
Well, they might be being used. And that angers me. And because I am a war cleric, that is my manifestation of my loyalty to Pelor. It makes me want to crack some bones. Yeah, I kind of clench I crack my knuckles, and I'm feeling kind of a bravado, almost like a war fervor at the moment.
Maybe we should head to the church and warn them that they are being targeted.
Indeed, we should leave immediately.
And we can ask them to cleanse the gloves too.
Yep.
We have not full rested, but there is no time to waste. Let's go now. Not one more soul should be led astray.
There's a common theme that you guys are picking up. Everything that's happening with this cult in general, the symbolism, iconography, the look carved into the statue's face. Toril, everything is pointing to the Southlands, to the desert, your deities, the look of the women.
Like they want to desecrate Pelor.
Well, or I'm assuming that this cult originates from that area.
Give me a nature check.
Yeah, it absolutely a nature check. Okay. I get +0 to that. So straight roll is a 7.
Okay, you're too sort of caught up in your anger right now to fully think. Everybody stands up, the tabards are grabbed, and Toril sort of leads the rush out, and you guys begin to march towards the Grand Solarium.
Was that Temple of the Light or whatever it was called?
Yep.
And I will note that I am feeling my brow is covering itself in sweat, and I'm just kind of mopping the sweat off of my face and ignoring the fact that I feel flushed and hot at the moment.
All of you guys are feeling exhausted. And this is one of the warmer days that you guys have experienced this spring here since it stopped raining. It is muggy.
I'm actually kind of enjoying the heat a little bit. It's welcome at this point.
You guys gather your things, and everybody inside, Brother Martin, they all kind of give you quizzical looks as they see you guys just stand up, grab everything, and just, at a swift walk, make it out of there without a word. It's about an hour and a half walk on foot to get up towards the Cathedral Square above Lower High Crown. You get there, and you meet the guards outside the gate and state your business.
We came upon some undead. It appears that they may be targeting people of the faith, particularly those of Pellar. We wish to speak with, I already forgot the guy's name.
Tyro.
Speak with, Tyro and let him know of our findings.
Show some respect, elf. He's the Grand Theagonist.
My
Yeah,
Yeah, but we're like
apologies.
best friends.
There's that word again. Yes.
I mean, you just walked up to a bunch of cathedral guards and decided to casually throw out a first name basis of someone held in high regard, looking disheveled and
Yeah,
covered in
let
bells.
me go. We need to talk to Bob. That's the king, in case you don't know him by first name. But yeah, Bob, bring him down here right now.
Yeah, he's like, "Are you expected?"
We're always expected.
We've been doing tasks for the church, and
I
we've been
at
told
this
to
point
come.
would step forward with my symbol of Pelor proudly emblazoned upon my chest.
You see that he stands up a little bit straighter and he gives you a nod.
I say, we have been in service to the Grand Theologian before, and he would be most welcome to hear of the news that we bring. I feel like he might be more angry if you were to keep us from bringing him this most important and dire news.
I must send word, Brother Sand. Please forgive me if I may ask you to wait but a moment. Then you see him turn on his heel.
But a moment only. Be quick on your feet, young lad. Young acolyte, whatever you are.
About 10 to 15 minutes pass,
Oh,
and you guys are just kind of standing there in the
sweat
heat.
off of my face over and over.
And you watch as the smaller man door opens
Smaller man.
inside the larger gate. And you see standing on the other side is the very familiar masked visage of Lumalia.
Hello.
Those of you who do not remember her,
She's the cool.
She was like the
silver
paladin
lady.
version of them.
Yeah, she's cool.
I'll do a courteous bow to her as I see her. I recognize another paladin.
I'll
She
bow
nods.
as well.
she bows to you as well. Come this way, please. Her voice steady, almost lacking emotion, as she sort of turns on her heel and just begins at a nice brisk walk through. The guards standing at the door stand aside and lower their heads, allowing you passage, as one by one you guys make it through. Oriana, you notice the faintest huff of almost displeasure, maybe disgust, as you cross the gate from these guards.
Oh. I'll keep going. I'll ignore it.
And you move along, following closely, and you guys make it in through the side door, and once again find yourself in the garishly decorated Grand Solarium, Cathedral of Light to Lathander. Works of art, jewelry, everything emblazoned along the sides. 20-minute walk through the cathedral, through the back, upstairs to the personal quarters, takes you to the Grand Theagonist's private quarters. Lumalia opens the door, bids you all enter as one by one you begin to file in, and you see there, sitting at a table next to the Grand Theagonist, is your commander, Waylon Unger. And they seem to be going
I found him.
plans, maps, and papers. And Wayland immediately beams as he watches you guys walk in, and then looks at the state of you, covered, dirtied, and grime, and kind of frowns a bit, eyes sort of furrow and question as the Grand Theagonist rises from his seat in greeting. We were not expecting you back so soon, but your presence is welcome nonetheless. Please, you look like you have walked a hard road. Take a load off. And he points to some chairs. Lumalia, some water, if you please. As you wish, Father.
I thank you for the hospitality, but we bring dire news and must hurry through the pleasantries, I am afraid. My lord, we have information that the churches of our great Lord Pelor might be utilized as a cover for the cultists.
At that, I will show the tabards that we pulled. The
Elandris here
symbols,
has,
and then the symbol that was placed over it.
He walks over and he sort of looks at the stitching.
and yes, I do recognize that it appears to be the churches of the Southlands that are being utilized, and not necessarily of the doctrine here taught in the North.
Do not forget the loss of our clerics inside the walls of the plague, Master Cleric.
I fear that they basically...
As well. It seems they are out to take any and everything.
It's my fear, though, that they're actually actively targeting holy men to turn them to darkness. One of them also was wearing a pair of gloves that may have been great at one point, but became contaminated and cursed. Balthazar has them.
Yeah, I pull the gloves out to show them and ask if they have any services that can cleanse the curse from these gloves.
Describe to me this curse, he said.
To wear them would be to become a ghoulish we as the one we slain, from what I've been told.
To instantly change someone is a powerful curse indeed. That would take some powerful magics. I can take them if you want to leave them in my care to see if I may perform a ritual on them myself, and I may send them or call for you to retrieve them if it is successful. Would you allow me to cast a spell here and now to see some additional information?
Of course.
Of course. Whatever you might be able to see would be welcome.
He clears space on the table, and he places the gloves down, and Balthazar, you begin to...
Balthazar, what?
Did you just say of course, or did you have something to say?
No, I wanted to also present that that skin-like scroll, because we kind of found both items on the body, just in case that might provide any information for him, you know, as to the magics behind this cursed gloves.
Okay. He sort of sets the scroll aside for now, and then you see that he begins to do a ritual, a spell that neither you, Toril, Oriana, or Balthazar have seen. He starts to sprinkle ash, salt, silver. He dabs holy water onto the gloves, and as soon as it hits, they hiss. As they hiss, he lays his hand down on top, as his head sort of shoots up, looking at the sky. After about 5 minutes, he removes his hand slowly and sort of holds onto his head, and it begins to shake. Well, these are quite interesting indeed, he says as he looks to Balthazar, who gave the gloves over. In your studies, are you familiar with the wizard Talus? Give me an Arcana check, Balthazar.
Can I also do one of those, maybe?
Sure.
Yo.
Both of you have indeed heard of the ancient elven wizard, Talus.
That's because he's freaking rad.
Mark, do I know this wizard?
Go ahead and give me a history check, since you never really specified that you read about the arcane. It piques your interest, though, in your studies of bladecraft and martial superiority. You've never ran across anything that read. You as a warrior always seemed quite put out by the use of magic. Seeing it used against you when you wanted to duel was sort of like an affront to honor. Like, fight me fair, you would always kind of say. But you've never heard of this wizard. But you know that the wizard Talus resided in a moving tower. The tower never staying in one place for too long. He's responsible for some of the most powerful spells that have ever been seen, as well as the creation of incredible items such as this. Through my visions, I saw him craft these, pounding the runes into the leather with cold iron and true gold. Imbuing these gloves, gifted to the mightiest warrior of the Church of Sarenrae. With these gloves, he spit fire from his hands and brought forth a truly magnificent weapon, one of radiance and fire.
They sound nice.
This champion slew demons. These are incredibly old.
Well, hopefully we can restore them to the light again.
Did you?
Yes, it sounds like their original enchantments would be far more useful than the ones currently upon them.
Did you happen to see what placed the curse upon these gauntlets?
Sacrifice. Murder. Hundreds upon thousands.
Oh.
This is a deep curse. It will take a powerful spell. He looked to Lamali at that point. I assume a hallow spell to reconsecrate would have to do. And you see him sort of tilt his head as he looks at you, and he's like, I do not imagine that you have 2,000 gold to pay for such a spell.
Not yet, but we can gather it over time.
I have 200.
Then a favor to be owed later it is.
I will honor any debt we owe.
He nods.
For a power like this, I'm down for honoring a debt.
He nods to Lamalia, who walks to a back room and comes back out with a dull, gray metal box. The box is open, the gloves are placed inside, closed, and locked. Lamalia takes the box back into the back room. After a short while...
What the heck? What? I think you're being pimped out, Oriana.
Oh, come on.
They don't want to touch. They don't want to touch your tail. It's okay.
Yeah, they're kind of disgusted by the fact of it. There's a demon walking around in their holy house.
Commander Unger, you watch as Commander Unger pulls forth a spray bottle and begins to spray Balthazar Stop it.
Thank you.
I come back to Master Tyro regarding that skinned scroll and unfamiliar language and seal.
He begins to roll it open, and he sets weights on them, just for the mere fact that he does not wish to touch. He does not wish to touch it with his own hands for too long, and you can see that he kind of wipes his gloved hands on a piece of cloth and kind of throws it aside when it's done. You guys take a closer sort of look at the script upon it. Give me a second. As you guys peer closer at the script, it is very flowing and very symbolic, almost as if each one is representative of a caricature. You've seen the hieroglyphic script that has been used before of the colorful pictures of the ibises and the trees, rivers, gators, people standing, and you're looking right now at a more simplified version of what you might be able to consider shorthand. And he kind of studies it. I do not know exactly what this script says, though I have been working on a cipher from the things we found for quite some time. And you watch as he pulls forth from the back of his desk, out of a velvet-lined bag, kennel like this, a circular golden disc. Each rim of the disc containing what seem to be runes and corresponding letters, as well as these sort of hieroglyphic runes. It's taking me some time, but I'm making some headway. If you wish to leave this with me, I can work out what I can, but what interests me the most is the seal they placed on the bottom, and you see him point towards the thick, goopy press of what seems to be coagulated blood. And he looks to you, Toril. Does this not look familiar to you, Master Toril of Haran?
I will examine the seal closer.
There's something about it that's oddly familiar. The crest of the statues. Or the crest of the flowers. The way they're sort of bunched and together. Everybody taking a look at it can choose to either give me... Well, everybody but Toril can give me a intelligence check. Toril, now that you have time to actually study this and you're not flustered after seeing the tabards, you can make a nature check, adding your proficiency bonus.
Dude. Not bad.
Oriana, Balthazar, you immediately notice a strange resemblance. Jareth, you do as well. The flowers cropped together here look disturbingly like House Dellinger's crest.
Oh.
But it is different. It is more articulate. God damn it, Ken!
Well, you're making it dependent on a roll, Mark.
I know!
If my passive wouldn't get it, then you're making... My passive in what you gave me would be a 12. But if you make a choke point dependent on a roll and the players fail, then you have a choke point.
It's a 13. I needed a 13. No,
yeah, I kept it. Not gonna get it.
For shits and giggles, I'm gonna say that this is a very common flower where you're from.
It's been so long since I've been home, though. The flora and fauna have escaped my recent memory, and it may take weeks for me to have a dream that might recall this to my memory. There, I just flavor texted it.
So, what is the difference between this symbol and the one from House Dellinger?
Perhaps House Dillinger originally came from the south, and I don't know, but the hero of Dillinger was a good man, so...
It's actually quite weird. you look as Tyro goes back to his bookshelf and he begins to sort of sort through, and then he grabs one book and he brings it to the table and he opens it, sifts a couple pages, and then he points and he shows you a picture of this flower. Not in the pot, mind you. Upon seeing the thick root stem of this flower, Toril, you immediately recognize it as an adenium, or what is commonly referred to in the desert areas as the desert rose. And I can't remember if I still have the House Dellinger crust on here. It should be on one of the letters.
IT wants to put patches.
I'll patch it later. Skipping the announcement.
Do you guys know where I put
Let's see.
oh, there you go, the call for it.
Legs are getting choppy.
So if you guys look at the call for aid handout, you can see the sort of thick stem with the branching off flowers.
Yes, I see that.
And it bears a startling comparison to this desert rose.
Which was written by the Dellinger lady.
Does anyone know if they have ties to anybody in the South? Maybe family lineage out there.
I think we can ask somebody who does know.
It seems that the pieces of this are somewhat falling together. You have seemingly stumbled upon this cult bearing this seal, yet the tombs themselves, for House Dellinger, as you say, were the target of others working for this cult.
Maybe it's a branch of the family that was disowned and left to the South. Maybe it's come back.
We know that the founder.
The Dellinger line can be traced back into the first men who made this valley their home. It's one of the oldest bloodlines in Dastau. This is truly troubling indeed, the similarities. Are incredible. And you can see that he's just sort of looking at them.
We did befriend the lady of House Dellinger after we ousted her brother. Perhaps she might have some answers for us.
I kick you as you say that, but I don't. I make it not so discreet.
I do agree that we should ask Lady.
We were not telling you.
You see actually Tyro look up. What is this of ousting a brother of House Dellinger?
Oh, well, I would be happy
It is my understanding that he was found murdered in his home. Did you have any part to play in that?
No.
Well...
We were at the party that night, but that was the most of it.
Go ahead and give me a deception check at disadvantage.
I'm not...
Disadvantage?
Who?
Damn it.
Because I am not intending to lie to Tyro. I am actually now...
Heyo, 15.
Hey, 15.
Deciding how much I want him to know, but...
Pretty good.
I'm honor bound not to say anything, because I promised her we would not reveal anything.
Right.
You see him take the weights off. You see him take the weights off the skin parchment, and it rolls up, and he sets it to the side, and he clears the table. He sits down, and in a very father figure kind of way, puts his arms on the table, clasps his hands together, and regards each and every one of you.
I
require the truth now.
I say, well, I have no problem sharing the truth with you, my brother. However,
I didn't lie. We were at the party.
I would
But you
ask,
said, and that was about the end of it.
I would ask whether or not whatever we say in here can be held in the strictest confidence.
I will
Between-
add on that, saying to have it escape this room would dishonor me and my word.
Right, and I would say I was going to continue that the honor of our word and my friends, my allies' word is at stake here. And if I think that revealing this information to you would help, then that honor might be willing to bend slightly, but not forfeit entirely. For then we would be as shameful as those who have committed sins against the church. Do you understand, Master Tyro?
He's just stoically looking at you as you speak. You sort of side-eye over to the side and you see Unger, like back in his chair, skin is pale and his eyes are just wide like, oh my god.
As a matter of fact, then, catching his stoic stare and Unger's reaction, in order to protect the honor of my allies and their word, I would ask them all to leave the room and leave only Tyro and I in conference with each other.
Do you take full responsibility for whatever you tell me?
I
And
do.
You would bear the burden yourself and the crime, or the punishment that would come with that crime?
I committed no crime, so I am willing to accept this burden.
He looks to each and every one of you. And you're okay with this?
No.
No.
Callus lowers his head. No.
Jareth, you are honor bound by oath to be okay with this.
I'm also honor bound to protect you and my party member. You put me into a bad position.
I'm half demon, so I'm not honor bound by any of this, right?
Good point.
He just releases his hand and relaxes. The truth is all I desire. Tell me your story.
Alright, so here's the deal.
Let me tell.
Wait.
Oh, I'm a great storyteller, though. And I kind of stumbled upon it, though, so I
want
mean...
to be clear, who is in this room first? Before we go any further, who is all going to hear this story that we have to tell?
Lumalia, Unger, and Tyro.
And no one else.
There's nobody else in there.
Tyro, can you assure us that our words will not escape these walls via either magic or faith?
And if the words that you tell me require justice, then justice will be had. That is the code that all us clerics and followers of true gods live by. I hope you would live by the same. We do not get to pick and choose what we get to follow, Master Toril.
No, but we do have the free will to determine who we think is righteous in our experiences with the world. And I believe that if I tell you some of what happened, you might deem someone unrighteous who I have already judged righteous. And if I do not agree with your judgment, then we are at odds, my brother. And I will not agree with your judgment in that case.
And yet you have not spoken to me.
Then if
The
you
words
cannot
of this
assure
story.
me, if you cannot assure me match mine, then I will keep my word to my grave, even if it shames what you think of my faith. I trust that Pelor sees my heart and knows that I am doing the just and righteous thing. I do not have to answer to you.
But you are not in the lands of Pelor, and you are bound here upon this earth. The laws of this king and the God of this church.
We are
Should-
asking him for help, and we've up.
I merely ask for the truth.
And I merely ask for your assurance that
Lumalia,
I can name
may
a
you
name
remove him
and
from the
no
room.
harm will befall this person.
Lumalia begins to step forward towards you.
Alright, hold on. Let's chill out for a
And
second.
she reaches out for your arm, Toril. Follow me, please. She says in her very non-emotional voice.
No.
You mean out of this room and not to hear what is...
She grabs you by like the wrist and the elbow, very lightly, yet you feel a very strong grip. There's strength here. You look at her lithe frame inside the armor and it's kind of terrifying.
I respect her strength, but unless she's going to manhandle me out of the room, I cannot abandon my ally.
Toril, it's okay. I will explain everything. I will accept
And
this honor.
I'll stay here and explain everything while you lead him off to his execution. That's all good.
They're not gonna execute you. He just has to leave the room.
I think you're just being removed because of the confrontation. Don't fight it, and Jareth can speak.
She begins to sort of move you towards the door you guys entered.
Oh, hold on. He has every reason to stay.
Do you wish to leave as well? And he looks to you, Oriana.
You know, I would try to remove my arm from this lady's grip and say, if you insist, I can show myself out. I meant no disrespect, of course, but if your version, your king, the law of your land expects yes men,
You guys
that
watch
is not how I honor
as
myself.
as Toril's speaking, and in a matter of seconds, his mouth is moving, but there is no sound.
So you see my face is flushed and sweaty and hot, and I am quick to my temper is much quicker than it normally is. But I am not a yes man, so I don't know if the custom here is to just say yes, my lord, yes, my liege, and do whatever he says. So I spin on my heel. You hear no words. I'm saying a bunch of things, and I can leave the room on my own power.
Lumalia follows, closes the door. Tyro drops concentration on the silence spell. Lumalia leads you down the hallway into what seems to be an antechamber off to the left. Leads you to a table and you sit down, and she just sits down with you. And she kind of just regards you through her mask. It's almost unsettling how quiet she is. But then she gets up, and brings back a clay ewer, and pours both of you a glass of water.
If you don't mind, sister, I thank you for the water, but I would like to say my prayers in private.
She nods. She stands up, pushes her chair in, and then she walks out of the door and closes it.
So I would unroll my little blanket that I carry with me, my prayer blanket, and try to find north as best guess as I can make. And I'm going to pray to Pelor for guidance and forgiveness for possibly putting my allies in danger by opening my mouth.
Inside the room, Unger kind of lets out a held-in sigh as the door closes, and then Tyro just looks. Are we ready to begin?
No.
Yes. I raise my hand to Oriana. I just try to indicate like it's okay and stop fighting any of this.
I'm not trying to fight it. I just am very uncomfortable.
I like how I just pissed off Tyro in order to protect Jareth, and he's like, I'm just gonna spill the beans.
He didn't get angry with you. If anything, his tone stayed the same throughout the whole one. The only one whose tone raised was yours.
Well, and I'm doing that for the reason you whispered to me a lot earlier.
Yep, and that's why he's just, okay, we obviously can't get any talking done with you in the room. Please escort him out with kind of...
I was hoping he might pick up on what's causing my temper to flare up, and say something, but that was just me fishing, Mark. Sorry.
He just thinks you're a fiery little pepper from Iran.
I gotcha.
Jareth, do you wish to? Tell
Yeah,
us
well, I'm the one who made the oath, so let me be the one to try to get out of this, or at least talk about it.
Well, everything is.
Well, aren't you
at
not
the very
supposed to talk about it?
It's done. I mean, it's done. I mean, it's gonna be broken either way. I mean, I'm gonna try to at least do damage control. My oath is to try and protect Ilana, so I will do my best to protect Ilana as best I can.
Do you feel that I would harm her?
No, I don't say that.
In
I'm
any way?
no, I don't say that. That was me talking to my players. Sorry, I didn't say anything about that yet. That was player speak. Sorry. I'll basically start out saying that we went to the party being held by the Dillingers with an express. You know what happened? We showed you the letter. We brought you the necromancer and our fears that something had infiltrated the Dillinger family. So we took these fears and we approached Ilana because we heard from her men that she was a kind woman. So we wanted to see if those stories were true, and it seemed from our encounters with her they were. So we expressed our concerns, showed her our proof, and she allowed us to further explore their home while the party was going on as a way of not being noticed. We went to the top floor and we found in Dieter's room objects of alchemy, the documents we gave you with the cure for the plague, and also the source of the plague came from his room. While we were there, we were attacked by him. It seemed like he had infernal powers of protection, and also animated suit of armor also attacked us. During the fight, we invariably did kill him. For he did attack us first, and seemed to be the source of the evil that was happening. Ilana came upon the scene afterwards, and allowed us to escape because she knew what we did was right, but didn't want us to be punished for the death of her brother. So she helped cover up while we escaped. And that is the full truth. And I promised to her that I would not bring shame upon her family, and I don't think her family should be shamed. It was her brother. I do not believe she was involved.
You watch as he reaches into his shirt, and he begins to pull out a leather cord underneath the metallic chain that holds his symbol of Lathander. And the leather cord is tied onto this small, long metal object that almost looks like a tuning fork. He puts it in his left hand, and he flicks it. And you hear the most beautiful ringing note that plays off.
Ding.
That's quite pleasant.
And then he puts it back in his shirt, and he nods, and he sits up a little straighter. And you can swear that he almost smiles underneath his mask, just from his voice says, and he says, was that so hard?
No, but I
Yes.
promised to try to keep it a secret, so and I am bound by my oath to a noble lady.
Waylon, do you see any wrongdoing that they've done? The commander kind of shrugs his shoulder. And sounds like they saved that girl. A lot of people. That is
There
my
was an
understanding as
actual
well.
imp there, so we're clear. So there was a real devil. that
Well,
was
yeah, that's
there.
why I said that's why I had infernal powers, but yeah, I didn't specify.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The truth rang true, Miss Oriana.
Listen,
He
I've
pats
already
his
almost
chest
died today.
with a tunic.
I'm really nervous about everything.
Why are you nervous? And he sort of leans in closer towards you and kind of puts his hands together in a very quizzitive seat as he's almost looking at you a lot harder now. Do I make you nervous? Does this place make you nervous?
Yes.
What is
I'm
it about this
standing
place that makes you nervous?
in the center of the largest church in this country, talking to probably one of its most powerful people, and I'm viewed upon by your guards as nothing more than a fiend walking among you who deserves the torch.
Are you a fiend? Oriana, do you feast on babies? Do you sacrifice the Virgin?
Why,
The
yes,
Dark
what's
Knight?
wrong with that?
Well, maybe on Thursdays, but today's a Tuesday. So I think
And you hear him sort of laugh at that, and he's like, I do not think you have anything to fear from this church.
No, it's been a long day. Like I said, I was almost killed. It's been a little rough.
Matter of fact, the next time you come, give me notice. I will prepare something for you, he says.
Okay.
By my same oath that I gave to Letty, if you help us restore that artifact, I will make sure or anyone will pay you back.
It is the least I can do.
You have been a great service to us.
Do apologize to the Pelorian.
Oh, of course. I will extend your apologies.
It is just hard to speak when the desert winds blow.
That's an interesting term.
What is your next move? What will you do now?
Oh, I don't know. We killed those 2 ghouls, and there's another statue, but it seems that she's observing us and learning about us and how that she could possibly stop us.
Oh yeah, we didn't tell him about that. How the statue came alive twice and
Oh,
been
yeah.
talking to us.
It's been talking to us.
Statues placed all around. She seems to be using them to observe things. I'm not sure what
And while the-
magic this is, but this Crimson Lady is definitely upset with us interfering.
And the brothels seem like a safe bet, but I don't think we can go through each and every one in this city and clear it out, especially before they create a
You all
new
mentioned
base.
the runes underneath the beds in these brothels.
Oh yeah, we did. Me and Balthazar found that there were runes underneath the beds that they were using to absorb energy. Was that it, Balthazar?
Siphoning, I believe, was the word they used.
I do have a question, and they seem to have been being after an artifact. I don't know why they were after this specific artifact. It's this necklace that was given to Erevan Dillinger that extends life. Yeah, I don't know why this particular cult would be after it. It's a little strange to me.
It has been noted that Lord Erevan, after the Age of Voe, lived a life much longer than most human. I believe 175 years, if I'm correct.
Because I will be honest, I am worried for Ilana. I hope I did not put her in any danger. I did warn her just in case.
If you're being observed, perhaps the less time you can give them to prepare for you would be best. The truth of the matter is, even I do not know where your next step should be. Not unless I can decipher this code, which, well, in the past 2 months it's taken me quite some time to even get the small little bits that I've gotten now.
Do we have any more brothels on our list? I don't remember because I've been gone. I missed that.
You
last
guys went to the Red Corset. Had a good time. You guys went to the Delicate Rose and saw that the Delicate Rose was abandoned. That was when you guys had the fight with the first statue, rested for the night, and decided that you would visit the House of Flowers during the day, when it might be safest. When you guys
that worked out.
When you guys got to the House of Roses, it was abandoned as well, except for the temple-like operations center below that was awash with activity. And now you guys have made your way back with the clues that you have.
Are there any more places of ill repute that either have red, crimson, flower, rose in their name?
There are always places of ill repute amongst large cities such as this. And you see Unger kind of nod his head. Yeah, there are.
Any of them have that kind of theme? Red, crimson, rose, flower.
All right, Unger, it's your time to shine.
Yeah, I look at him. I probably look at him when I say that because I know what he likes.
Even anything that has a southern theme to it.
I don't think Tyro will know these answers.
Oh man! All right, Unger. He's just a straight roll for him, as he's going to try to remember. if he's visited something. 18.
Oh yeah, that
Now that
place.
you-
I remember it well.
Now that you think about it, or now that I think about it, there was a place
Oh, really? Where is it?
on the Street of Flowers, and he sort of looks to Tyro. I think it is called the Desert Rose.
Hey,
Oh.
it mixes both themes together. Wow, that sounds even like an even better place. It has the desert, the south, and the rose. I'm sensing headquarters.
The Street of Flowers is in a very affluent side of town. It will be heavily patrolled. Whitewood Village, just on the other side of the river. I would suggest, if you do not wish to be stopped every 5 feet, that perhaps maybe clean up before you make your way there.
I think we're gonna need a long rest.
We're gonna probably rest before we do that.
I may also try to buy some potions for us all.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we didn't find out what was in those coin purses I gave Balthazar.
Yeah, Mark told us the amounts. I put it in the chat.
Oh, I didn't see it. I'm sorry.
Do you guys need it again?
It's 75 gold, 50 silver, and 40 copper.
Yep, that was it.
Oh, okay. When you guys split it up, let me know. I'm not really worrying about it.
Thank you for being truthful. Thank you for sharing with me. Thank you for trusting me. To hear. Your oath is safe.
I bow and say thank you.
Again, give my apologies to the Pelorian. I hope I did not offend him.
I'm sure he's not as offended, but he does get riled up pretty easily.
Who are you talking about me? 'Cause that's out of character and on purpose out of character, which my prayer leads to.
Cool. I'll read that in a bit. That's pretty long.
Yeah, I had to listen to him type it all out.
Yeah, sorry.
It's been a day since my last confession.
That was my bit of role play while you guys were doing your role play. So I was
If this is all that you have to share, I will do my best to get what information I can from these, if anything.
Oh.
A more solid cipher to help distinguish
gas.
their marks from later on. And he sort of shakes his head as you kind of just like, green gas! And he kind of like looks, he's yes, what about green gas?
There was a green gas coming out of the statue. We actually couldn't figure out where it was coming from, but it was reanimating dead corpses.
Give me an insight check.
Insight check. I am so great at those. Oh, 17 actually. That's not bad.
If you've ever seen him look disturbed, even through this mask, his body language kind of gives it away. Hearing that disturbs him.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a pretty big detail to sort of mention at the end. I realize.
I must think on this. But I will tell you when next we meet if what my hunch is correct.
Okay.
We thank you. And if you're able to restore those gloves, then maybe we'll be able to use them to strike down the evil in this city.
He nods. Lumali, if you please. Yes, Father, she says. She begins to usher you all out of the room, the commander sort of standing, giving you guys a salute as you leave. Before they sit down and they begin poring back over the papers that they were studying on the desk. You guys make it down the hallway. Lumalia stops. She opens the door. And you see, after a while, Lumalia peer in. Look to you, Toril. Your friends are waiting, she says.
Amen. And then I will stand up and roll up my blanket. And now that I have prayed, my demeanor is much calmer. And I apologize to her for my temper earlier. And thank her for the water and rejoin my allies.
And she just merely nods. And you step out the door and you see that they're all there in the hallway. And then she marches on and she leads you guys back through the cathedral, out through the front, back towards the Man Gate. The Man Gate is open. You guys walk through. You find yourself back in the Lower High Crown.
Welcome.
You guys begin to walk through the High Crown, making your way through, kind of taking in the sights, enjoying the weather as it's turning into late afternoon. After about an hour and a half of walking, you guys make it back to Copperkeep Village. Back through the doors to the cross candles where the scent of roasting meat and vegetables graces your noses. The smell of ale and wine being freely poured emanates as your brothers and sister seem to be taking in a revelry of a sort, and as you guys walk in, they raise their glasses, and hey! As glasses are brought out to you guys as you make your way in. You sit down. If you sit down at the table, food is brought out to you. The baths are available, the beds are waiting, it all depends on what you guys want to do.
I am going to take a bath, and I'm going to go to bed early and take my meal in my room and kind of sit on my own and think.
Okay. I'm gonna do the same. I'm gonna wash up, pray, and go to sleep.
Talandris will have a meal, but before he goes to bed, if it's not too late, he'll probably head out to get some potions for the group, and then he'll come back and rest.
Give me an investigation check, Talandris. Tora, what would you like?
I will kind of follow Jareth's lead, washing up, praying, and but I don't need to have my meal in the room. I actually feel like I want to have my meal in the common room after I wash up, but I would like to take a cool bath rather than a hot one, so less warm on the water, because I am feeling really hot and sweaty and I want to cool off. Okay,
that is definitely available to you. Talandris,
I will eat in the common room, kind of quietly, but listening to the murmur of other people, just kind of trying to feel social again without letting my temper flare up, and then I'll go to bed.
It's very jovial conversation. A lot of the people are talking about the jobs that they've been doing throughout the couple days, the people that you haven't seen, as they seem to have taken on some patrolling jobs along the outside. A couple spoken of riding towards the Hammer Hall and helping out with some situations over there before coming back. A general feel of being a part of this company is sort of settling in as the free peoples do the free work to earn the money, and everybody seems to be happy that there's a purpose. You remember when you first met these people, they were quite dour. Their expressions, really hard, sadness in their eyes, but day by day, being here with you guys and just the ability to actually move around freely is sort of uplifting all their spirits. It's a nice thing. It really helps out your mood.
Yeah, this is good. It's cheering Toril up a great deal, knowing that he's actually making a difference with these people. And
you see that they include you with everything you do, as you're one of the last people to stay down there, as everybody else has sort of disappeared off into their rooms. Callus, lost in his thoughts, has sort of made it up into his room as Talandris left quite a bit ago after finishing his meal to walk about the town. Talandris with an 18. First, you make your way to Victoria's Secret. They are speaking again.
I love that name.
To the lovable dwarf, who sadly tells you that she has not been able to brew any new health potions since you guys have kind of bought out all of her stock. But she does point you to another shop. And it's about a 20-minute walk away, and you get there. They do have 5 potions for sale, 50 gold apiece. But they are all just regular healing potions.
Yeah, it's good.
Okay, I will.
Did you write down these dates?
Let's see.
It's your
I will get 2 health potions.
Okay, mark off 100 gold. He kind of thanks you for your business as you leave, and then as soon as you leave, you notice that you're probably his last customer, and he begins to close up the shop. It's dark now as you kind of make your way through the streets. The sun has set back beyond the hill. The alleyways are cool. The road is cool. You can feel the breeze going through the streets now coming off of the river. And it's quite nice as you sort of make your way back to the inn. The only person left standing is the dwarf, still sharpening his axe. He sort of looks up to you, gives you a nod, and looks back down as he just takes the flint to the axe head, takes a drink of his ale, and continues. You can see the bartender sitting there sort of polishing some cups. Everyone else has seemed to have made their way off to bed.
There probably isn't. No, I'm looking at the city. I'll probably just head up to the room and kind of clean my blade. Well, no, I'm gonna actually clean up first, and then I'll head to.
Okay, so you take a light bath and then you head to your room. What were you thinking about doing?
I would kind of just get in the area mixed up with how Braybird was. There's not really like a back area or anything like that.
There's a back area here. There's actually like an area for like horse stables and a place to keep wagons, but it's off of the back alley. There's like a back courtyard off of the main road.
Okay, so I was gonna practice maneuvers before bed.
Okay. So you do it for about an hour and then you head to bed. You guys wake up sore but rested. Toril, you sit up from your bed and you open your eyes. Your vision is blurry. You sort of rub at them. It's still kind of blurry. You kind of rub your palms into it more. You just didn't realize how tired you were. God, this room is hot. You're sweating. Your sheets are soaked. You pull your palms away from your eyes and you see dark red stains. And that's where we're going to leave off tonight.
They've come for you.
Yep, I figured as much. Thank you, Mark.
Give me one quick second before you log off so you can take note.
One.
They need to, I guess I put in text, they need to refill their Pelor cleric stock. We took one out.
If I can fucking find it. Hold on.
No, I know what's going on. I'm just role playing it. Mark didn't tell me, but I mean, you guys should know too if you paid attention to the fight.
Oh yeah, I paid attention.
Okay, so as of right now, you have a -1 penalty to attack rolls ability checks that rely on sight.
Okay.
I guess I missed it. Sorry.
So everything is just blurry. You're kind of running a fever. But the most, I guess the weird thing about it is your eyes are bleeding.
Well,
Don't know if that sounds familiar or not.
Riptoral, you're spreading a plague throughout the city.
Well, it's okay. If he comes talks to me, that's fine. Once I see his eyes.
Well, you guys can see my symptoms, and I've been role playing the crap out of my symptoms, but
Very
nobody
true.
has.
And he has been walking around touching people. He spent a whole day or a whole night eating dinner telling jokes and speaking to his companions in the main room, and then he also washed up.
I shared the
In the
bath.
bath.
I shared the bath. I was with Toril. I was with everybody in the church. Not Toril, Tyro. Yeah, I've been friendly with everybody.
Oh, patient zero.
I don't know, it worked out awesome.
I'm sorry, I guess I'm missing the zombie bit. And when did that happen? I must have been instructed by my daughter or something.
You were bitten too, but
It wouldn't matter. I'm immune to disease, but yeah.
yeah, I think that's why nothing happened to you.
No, you're not immune to disease yet.
Yeah, I'm level 3. Immune to
Is that
disease.
level 3? Oh, okay,
Yeah.
I need to remember that. Because you made your contract for it.
No, yeah, I'm immune to disease is level 3. Divine energy flows through you.
The only one that wasn't able to make their contract after being bitten was Storm. But thank you guys. What I'm going to do, since we kind of blew through the end of that combat, is I will post the experience tomorrow with tonight experience and roleplay experience added on. And I think you guys, some of you are going to hit level 4.
I probably won't because I missed the other session.
I'm curious,
not sure
Mark.
what it
Since I do know a bit about undead and healing in general, coming with my background that I have, would I know anything about the symptoms I'm experiencing, or is this a brand new curse that I have never before had any exposure to?
This is definitely something you have not had exposure to, although you have experienced the fact that undead have been used to spread plagues.
Okay.
You were there firsthand when a plague spread in such a way it kind of devastated one of the major caliphates.
Yes, that's what
also
I'm
where you
kind of
had
drawing
your-
on from my backstory. But I know I don't want to let that govern your choice. I'm just saying it. I'm just curious if I would even have an inkling of what might be going on with me.
If you would have said it during roleplay, I would have gave it to you.
Yeah, but I wanted to let you give me the symptoms first because I didn't want to do that right after being bit. So I was letting you do that. So we can pick that up next time. I might say, well, can I think about why my eyes might be bleeding and realize what had happened to me. But I wanted to let you deliver the changes in my physical, like how I would react to this first.
But out
I
of
think
game,
that's fair.
out
You
of
don't know
game,
you're
the
sick
first.
until you start to feel sick, right? Even if you have the flu or anything. So I
The
wanted you
first
to give
long
me-
rest. The first long rest gives you -1 penalty to attack rolls and ability checks. The second long rest, it goes to -5.
Ooh, so you get sick fast.
No, it's 1. And then after 5 long rests, if you haven't done anything or if you can't, it goes to -5. Once you get to -5, your eyes burst and you're permanently blinded.
Yeah, so I might actually, I mean, just for the sake of the fun of the role play, I think walking down into the common room with bloody eyes, being like, I don't feel so good, guys. I can't wait to play that out. I'm gonna stop there. I love the setup.
Now that I think about it, and you said that, it's going to be like Lizzie Kaplan in Cloverfield when she got
Yes!
her head explodes.
Oh man.
Yes.
Right on. Well, thank you guys. I'll make sure XP is posted. That way you guys have plenty of time to think about what you want to do for your 4th level, if you want to take the ability scores and or feat. Great round of combat. I tried to make that as difficult as I possibly could for you guys by making you guys fight 2 extremely intelligent creatures.
I had to burn like all my
That was
spell
tough.
slots for that.
It kicked my ass.
And that was a lot of fun. And god damn it, I just can't seem to hit Balthazar.
You try. You kept jumping over
He's
before we get to
crafty.
him.
He is very crafty, and apparently he is incredibly hard to hit. But that was phenomenal.
He doesn't need me as a shield. He just runs around.
But there was
David just has luck because you rolled an 8 when you were attacking Balthazar. You rolled higher.
twice. I rolled an 8 twice
And you rolled like 20s and 19. He rolls 20s and 19s with me.
against like the highest AC guys. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Crit on me.
But yeah, that was fucking brutal too with his bite. But do take into account that the statue did tell you something, and it seemed like there was a plan to their attack. So, but thank you guys again. I'll make sure everything's posted. I hope you guys enjoyed yourselves, and I hope you guys
Absolutely.
have a nice rest of your weekend.
Wait, Mark,
Thanks for letting us roll dice, Mark.
Yeah, for sure.
Mark, quick question. So how does it work? This is the XP dump is going to be the last 3 sessions we had?
The XP dump is going to be this session and pretty much all the last 3 sessions that we've ended.
Oh, okay. So I might still level even if I miss a session.
Yeah, the first session for the XP dump was pretty much all roleplay as you guys were investigating, and then we finally got to the chamber with the statue, and then we had to end right when Oriana triggered it. And then there was the statue fight, the cultist fight,
That's what I
and
missed,
then
yeah.
leading into this ghoul, and then now the ghoul fight with the zombies, and then the roleplay and investigation that happened after that. So it's going to be quite a bit. I mean, looking at it right now with bonus XP, the average it's probably going to get doled out as like, it's going to be right around 1,500. So
I probably won't level, then. We'll see.
Right on. Well, good night, guys.
Thanks,
everybody.
everybody.
Good night, guys.